Okay. Hello everyone, it's your favorite programming error that just refused to be fixed, Code here. Very happy that today the stream did not take too long to start up. I wonder what was up with that recently. Anyway, we're playing more Genshin Impact. Hooray. I guess my excitement is present, but I mean, I feel pretty kind of about the game recently. I honestly just want the story to conclude. And I know there's still an entire nation we haven't gone to yet. Even so, we are back. And first things first, I should probably... Well, there are a few questions I have to ask as soon as people start showing up. For example, this limited time quest, is it voice acted? I assume it might be. Which means we'll have to do it within that time frame on stream. And for this, well, I'm about to find out if this requests me to do the story stuff first. Also, hi, Spinne. Now, if it does... We'll see. We'll see if it tells me to do the main story first before doing this. It does not! It does not even recommend it. It doesn't say you should do story before it. It does not say we recommend you do the story before it. It is entirely up to me what I do first. I like that. I appreciate that. I really do appreciate that they did it like that. Yeah, I heard it's only voiced in Japanese. A little bit sad considering that Persona 5 was voiced in English as well. If the original Persona 5 was voiced only in Japanese, I would understand the decision. But I guess... I don't know. They just couldn't get the people. Spinne, I assume you don't know, but I'm gonna ask anyway, is this event voice acted? Probably. Anyway. Listen to Paimon.
There's a space-up city over there. What's up with you today?
Why does Paimon's voice sound so far away?
You feeling okay? We've been traveling all over lately.
Oh yeah,
So
Spinne,
maybe
thoughts
come
on the
down
new
with
Paimon
something.
voice?
That's it. We're getting Baiju to check you over.
Thoughts on it? Huh? Spinne, thoughts on the new Paimon voice? It is nice. I will say, normally when voice actors change, there's always a bit of an adjustment period where I'm like, it'll take some time to get used to it. I will say I immediately like the voice more. It sounds similar enough where it's like, yeah, that's still Paimon. At the same time, it doesn't sound quite as squeaky. Like, by comparison, the old Paimon voice could kind of get annoying at times, I think. I think the new one definitely sounds a lot smoother. And, best of all, the voice actor isn't a piece of shit. As far as I know. I'm just glad that the old voice actor got replaced, because that voice actor was definitely not that great. I would have imagined I'd say that. Since the old Paimon voice. Fair enough. I thought old Paimon's voice was fitting, but it could get annoying at times. That is my honest thoughts. But yeah, I think everyone's happy with the new voice.
Oh. Baiju isn't in his shop.
Oh, you're looking for Dr. Baiju. He's resting today, but he said to send any patients to the back room.
Ah, okay. Thanks.
Yeah, I saw your message, Spinne. Don't worry, I'm still not gonna play the game. I already told you, I am not picking up another gacha for the rest of my life. I will play Genshin until its story concludes, and then I'm done with gacha. As nice as Persona 5X might be, it can be the best game on the planet, I'm still not gonna pick it up just because it's a gacha. I am done. I am absolutely done with gacha games at this point. I'm sorry. Ah, and you are not voice acted, right?
Ah, looks like we have a special guest.
Traveler, Paimon, welcome. What can I do for you?
It's the Traveler. He looks absolutely beat these days. He has these huge dark circles around his eyes, like he hasn't slept a wink.
I don't like sleeping. Sleep is for the weak. Oh, you lost it. When did you lose it? Hang on. What was 3 streams ago? When was it that you lost the streak? Hang on. Let me think. Yeah, you said it before, but oh, the Terraria week, right? So focused on playing that you forgot to have the stream open in another in the background. Yikes. Oh no, Twitch was a bitch. Right. Well, that was a big streak. At least now you don't have as much pressure anymore. I'm sure it's nice to have the pressure of the weight of your shoulders about like, oh, I can't lose the streak, I can't lose the streak. Now that pressure is gone. Unless you are immediately gonna try to build the streak back up and make it even bigger than before. Which, that's gonna take a while if you're gonna try that.
And he keeps spacing out. You have to call his name several times before he snaps out of it. What do you think it is? Is he sick?
Oh, is Toad prone to sickness? I find this surprising.
I'm not sure.
Very peculiar. In all the time we've been acquainted, this is the first time you've come to me with a health complaint. Come, let me take a look at you.
Well, here we go.
Okay, Paimon does not like that expression, Baiju. It's not serious, is it?
What if it is?
Complexion is good, eyes are clear, breathing is steady, pulse is strong. Physically, you appear to be in good condition, Traveler. In theory, your energy level should reflect that. You should be feeling right as rain.
And yet, I do feel like something is off.
Hence my concern. A clean bill of health is usually a good thing, but in this case, it likely means your situation is more complicated.
Okay, and what does it have to do with Skirk? Because I know this is Skirk's story
Physical
quest.
illnesses come with detectable symptoms that can be used to diagnose, medicate, and cure the condition. But afflictions of a non-physical nature, they fall outside a doctor's realm of expertise.
Alright, so we gotta go to a psychologist then?
Huh? What do you mean, non-physical nature?
Curses, dark magic.
Or that.
It's hard to say.
Fair
It
enough.
could just as easily be a simple case of mental fatigue. Why don't you rest here for a bit? Whatever it is we're dealing with, clues to your condition are sure to reveal themselves in time. Once we know the root cause, we can administer the right treatment.
I've seen my fair share of mental afflictions. To start with, some calming incense, a good night's sleep, and a good meal will do you a world of good.
In the meantime, Changsheng and I will review the relevant literature for afflictions that present with mental fatigue.
Still, we're not experts on this kind of thing. I say we should strongly consider calling in a specialist as soon as possible.
A specialist? Is Skirk somehow a specialist for this kind of thing?
Condition, if not even Baiju and Changsheng
Again, I'm
have
just
seen it
curious as
before.
to how Skirk is gonna come into the picture for this.
Well, all we can do is take their advice. You look like you're about to collapse anyway.
Also, I said this to Neon before, I might do a handful of pulls for Skirk. I'm not entirely sure yet. We'll see how I feel as we approach the end.
Just get some rest. Paimon will be right here by your side. Fingers crossed you'll be all better when you wake up.
Whispers betwixt stars and night. Take a rest. I can do that. And now we enter a domain in our dream. Yep, door of resurrection activated. Where am I? That easy to predict. There's a thick fog covering my field of vision. This feels more real than a dream, but too chilling to be real life. My breath freezes in my throat before I can even exhale it. Feels like my soul has been wrenched from my body and thrust into this strange and unfamiliar space. Whichever direction I look in, there's no end in sight, and worse than that, I think there's something in the fog following me like a shadow. If this is a dream, how long till I wake up? And if it's not, then where in the world am I? Oof! Oof. What in the... Something just pierced through the fog and stabbed me in the back, but there's no blood? There's a strange light coming from the wound, and I see this familiar looking spike retreating back into the darkness. Deep inside it... Oh, there it goes. It feels like a part of me is missing, and now another wave of fatigue is washing over me. We're getting weakened. Slowly but surely weakened.
Traveler! Rise and shine. Time to wake up.
Honestly, by the way, Paimon's new VA has a lot of work to do. Considering that it was confirmed that all the old voice lines will be replaced as well over time. Damn, that's gonna be a lot of recording to catch up on.
For once, you're making Paimon look like an early riser. It's already afternoon. Hopefully all that sleep did you some good. Feeling any better?
I need you to check if there's a cut on my back.
A cut? What? Did you scratch yourself in your sleep? Alright, let Paimon take a look.
Nothing?
Nope, nothing there. Wait, did you have a nightmare?
Kind of, maybe,
Okay,
I don't
no
know.
panic. Paimon heard that dreams tell us what we need by showing us the opposite. So, if you had a nightmare, maybe all you need is something to cheer you up. Come on, Paimon will treat you to something yummy.
And just like that, all our problems get solved. With the power of food. Of course. Of course. You and Paimon head to Wanmin restaurant, sensing that something isn't right. Paimon orders a bunch of dishes to cheer you up. Yay, dishes. Food.
What? So, in this dream, you were trapped in a weird place with thick fog everywhere, and then a spike came out of nowhere and stabbed you in the back? Oh. Okay, well...
Alright,
that's a
who's the
new
biggest backstabber we know?
one. You sure it was a dream? Because from the way you describe it, it sounds like you were really there. But then again...
It must be a
you
metaphor.
woke up right where you went to bed. And you were definitely in a deep sleep this morning.
I don't know what to make of it either.
Then, it's decided. Paimon will stay up and watch over you tonight. If anyone tries to mess with you, Paimon will beat him up. Or, wake you up first and then we can beat him up
No,
together.
no, please, I want to see Paimon in action. Paimon's smile has a way of putting me at ease. But what I saw is still bothering me. That dream was so chilling, and it almost feels like there's something watching me from some corner of the world even now. Something stabbed me in my dream, but when I woke up there was no wound. Still, if I focus on that area, I feel a vague aching, almost as if deep underneath the flesh, something is...
Something is missing?
What?
Did you just say something?
You heard that too?
The flesh remains whole. but
There's
the soul is
Skirk.
incomplete. Left unresolved, the mind will wither away along with it.
Ah! What the? Wait! Paimon remembers you! Your child's master! Skirk?
It's Skirk, everyone! Guys, finally, we get to hang out with Skirk! Hello, Skirk!
Right! What are you doing here? The last time we saw you was at the Primordial Sea in Fontaine, right? But then we left and never learned where you went after that.
So what are you up to? What's been going on?
Child's
Oh god,
been looking
autoplay is still too
everywhere for
slow,
you,
I'm
by
gonna
the
do it
way.
manually.
What brings you to Wanmin Restaurant of all places? You came here looking for us? And were you the one behind that hocus pocus just now?
Tell me, what is it that you saw?
Guess we're going over this again.
Tight-lipped, huh?
Nope, never
Suppose that's
mind.
fair. You. I'll take a glass of wine.
Hmm? Oh, of course. Coming right up.
I'm not paying for
We
you.
make this one in-house. It's not too strong. Enjoy.
Chef Mao, I'll take a grilled tigerfish over here.
Coming right up. Ah, if I knew we'd be this busy, I wouldn't have approved Shenhe's vacation.
No Shenhe in this quest.
At the
Fair
end
enough.
of the day, what happens to you is of little consequence to me. I'm not here to try and win you over. Trust me or not, the choice is yours. If you want my help, now's the time to speak up. You have until I finish my drink.
What do you know about this situation?
I was investigating an abyssal disturbance in the area and happened to notice you. Part of your soul is damaged, and the wound bears traces of abyssal corrosion. Need I say more?
So someone's trying to slowly but surely chip away at us until we die without being able to, without attacking us physically.
Neither of those things sound good.
Skirk seems to know something, and given what I've seen of her strength, I bet she can tell what happened to me. I don't know what her goal is, but in this moment at least, I don't think she has bad intentions.
Well, should we trust her?
What do you think, Paimon?
She mentioned an abyssal disturbance. Maybe that has something to do with what's going on with you. But we could always find a different expert on the abyss to help us out.
Not on short notice.
Yeah, and that thing she said about your soul being damaged is scaring, Paimon. Definitely something we should fix sooner rather than later. Skirk's an interesting one, that's for sure. But from what Childe's told us, she doesn't seem evil, at least.
I mean, to be fair,
One,
Childe is not
2,
fully trustworthy
7,
either. He's still a Fatui.
10. That'll do.
He's still with a Fatui.
Well, have you made up your mind?
Ah, right. Another. I think Ether and Lumine's voice actors are coming back in the next update, as far as I know. It's sad that they didn't come back for this one. But apparently, starting with the next one, they're finally back. I do wonder if they're also gonna re-record all the lines that, you know, have been skipped. It is still sad, because main character voice lines are super rare anyway. Like, very, very rare. And to have, like, the line that already rarely shows up, then not be voice acted because of different reasons, it's annoying. What I saw was a dark space shrouded in a dense fog that wouldn't disperse. You give Skirk a brief description of your dream.
So, that's all we know, Miss Skirk. Ma'am, can you help us?
So, you can disperse the fog.
Yeah, that's right, Skork.
I understand. Come find me in the Gwali Plains when you're done here. Oh, and I left cash for the drink on the table. Settle the bill for me, will you?
Oh,
Okay, then.
Okay. Huh? She disappeared.
She's apparently very good at that. You and Paimon quickly finish your meal and go settle the bill.
Wait, hold on. You overpaid. Here's your change.
Oh, no. This includes the drink, so it should be the right amount.
I didn't think you two ordered a drink.
We didn't. It was that lady who came and sat with us, remember? You brought it out to her yourself.
You sure? I could have
Wow.
sworn there were only two of you at
So
that
Skirk
table.
can not only disappear, but actually just, like, erase her presence entirely like that in the past? Is this like a Who's Rem moment? Who's Skirk?
What?
What'd you put in their dish, Chef Mao? Some kind of hallucinogenic mushroom? You got them seeing things.
Seeing
Damn.
things? Wait, so neither of you noticed her? Young lady? About this tall, wearing a purple dress? She ordered a glass of wine.
Oh, now you mention it, that vaguely rings a bell. And it looks like I did open the wine jar, so it must have just slipped my mind. In any case, that
This
settles
is
your
definitely
bill.
a Who's
Come
Rem
again soon.
moment. Chef Mao, check please. Ah, the one non-voice actor NPC.
Coming.
Okay, what was going on there? It's like they didn't remember Skirk being there at all. Even Paimon was half convinced we hallucinated the whole thing. But that Mora she left for us was definitely real. Oh, this whole situation is giving Paimon the creeps.
She's very mysterious.
Anyway,
You gotta give
she
it
told
to
us
her.
to head to the Goyli Plains, right? Let's not keep her waiting.
Gonna go straight there? I guess so. I guess we're gonna teleport straight on over. Never mind, we're not. The way it entered the loading screen, I would have thought that it teleports us, but nope, it does not. Guess we're moving. Hello, Skirk, you over there? Where you at? Oh no, not Rift Hounds. Why?
What are all these Rift Hounds doing here? Huh. Looks like they're collecting something. Let's go check it out.
Why did it have to be Rift Hounds?
I will have order. Solidify.
Oz, reveal. Pew! La la la.
All the different enemy types, it just had to be fucking Rift Hounds.
Gather.
Oh, you're still alive.
Yeah. Ooh.
There we go.
So, this is what they were collecting. It looks kind of like...
God remains?
Yeah. What is going on here?
From the moment they are born, all beings with great power have an impact on this world. Even if their body is sundered and their soul extinguished, their influence remains.
Okay,
Gods
then
are
just
the most
casually
common
freezing them while
example of
passing
that.
by.
The remnants of gods who fell thousands of years ago remain buried deep within the earth, carrying within them a warped will and a dark curse. Together, these remnants form what you call God remains. And it appears that some of those sealed here were dug up and removed. There are traces left, but they're fading fast.
Paimon, what are you doing?
What are you doing?
Are you touching her to see if she's real?
Nothing. Just wanted to make sure you were...
Of course.
real? She's definitely not a ghost traveler. Paimon poked her, and she's solid.
The other diners acted like you were never there.
Your life hangs in the balance, and that's what you're fixated on? Strange set of priorities.
I mean, can you blame me for being curious?
It was just a trick to avoid being perceived. If someone notices me, those memories are erased. Simple as that.
Wow.
Unlike you, I have no desire to establish a connection with the world. The weak and the lowly have no right to remember me. They're lucky they only have a few missing memories to show for it. Now, can
Okay
we
then.
please get back on track?
But why are you allowing me to remember you
Okay.
then?
Where were we? Right. The God remains. So, basically, there's now less of them
Is
here
it
than
because
there
you think
used to
I'm
be,
not
right?
weak?
Isn't that a good thing?
You think I'm strong? Is that it? You think I'm worthy?
In our experience, God remains are 100% bad news. A lot of terrible things have happened because of them.
Maybe it's a good thing by human standards, but power doesn't come from nothing, and it doesn't just disappear for no reason. The remains aren't just gone. They were taken.
Like part of my soul was taken?
Very clever, traveler. You aren't the only one who had something taken from you. There are victims like you everywhere. The only difference being, you can speak, and the remains cannot. So it went unnoticed. Something similar happened in Sumeru.
Oh.
Within the span of one night, countless consecrated beasts were slaughtered, and a large amount of the god remains buried in the desert went missing. Of course,
I
god
see.
remains are just one of the targets. The culprit is chipping away at sources of power all over this world, including the Stella Fortuna above.
And apparently my soul.
Wait, you mean the stars?
Yeah, the fake ones. The fake sky. We know the sky is fake.
42 of them have died out in the past few months alone. In Khaenri'ah, people believed that powerful individuals have corresponding Stella Fortuna. Even should that individual fall, their Stella Fortuna would not disappear, but gradually evolve into a new constellation.
So we're saying constellations are disappearing. Oh no, what will happen to my C6 wrongly?
Yet now, stars are disappearing from the skies entirely. And it's not hard to deduce what's happening to the power they contain. Something has been leeching power from this world, like a parasite steals nutrients from a host. And now, it's no longer satisfied with the remains of the dead. It wants you. This time, it only took a fragment of your soul. But next time, there's no telling how far it could go.
But why me? Because I'm the protagonist. I'm powerful.
All I know for certain is
and
this.
we can
getting back what you
we
lost
can use
will not be
magic
easy.
without a vision. Not only can we use it without a vision, but we can use all the elements. Well, except for one at this point. So obviously we are powerful enough to warrant getting stolen
Considering how much power this entity has stolen, it must be a god-level being by now at least. But that's not the real concern. Souls are fragile things, and yours could easily be crushed if you go up against it.
So you're gonna help us, right?
No.
We're going to help each other. You are my ticket to uncovering this thing's true identity.
Well, great! You seem super strong, and you know a lot about the Abyss, so Paimon will take it.
Thank you.
Don't get all mushy on me. All I'm doing is helping you get back to normal after a sudden crisis.
That is still very nice.
And I should warn you, getting mixed up with me can have unforeseen consequences. We're on very different journeys. You don't want to be in my debt, trust me. You help me uncover the truth behind this entity, and I'll help you recover what you lost. This is a transaction, that's all. You would do well to remember that. Now, come along.
Well, let's jump into the rift.
Yeesh! You'd think she'd be a little friendlier since she's agreed to help us. But nope, she's just like when we met her in the primordial sea. So cold. Well, whatever. If that's how it's gonna be, then she doesn't deserve our friendship. What she does deserve is a super embarrassing nickname.
New Paimon VA's first embarrassing nickname. Let's go.
Ah, Paimon's got it. Frosty the Lavender Melon.
Why another lavender melon?
Right.
You're also a lavender melon, you know? Wasn't that your nickname? Floating lavender melon. Why are we passing on the lavender melon again? Think of a different fruit. Come on.
The important thing is that we get that piece of your soul back. So, let's follow her and see what sort of plan she's got.
Alright, sure, I guess. Let's enter. Let's see where this takes us. Whoa.
Whoa! This place is way bigger than Paimon expected. Where are we?
This is where I live.
Huh.
I suppose it's the closest thing I have to a home here.
Seems more like somewhere in the abyss.
It is. I brought you here because time flows differently in this place.
Okay, as in, what, a minute in here is 10 hours in the world of Tavad or something?
I don't know how much Ajax has told you, but when he fell into this space, I mentored him for 3 months. In that time, only 3 days passed in the outside world.
Okay, so a day to a month ratio.
Ajax?
Is that child? Yeah.
Oh, right!
I already forgot that he was apparently called Ajax before.
Yeah. Paimon remembers him mentioning something like that.
I didn't really remember that, but I figured, judging from what, Skirk said about training, we know she trained child, so makes sense,
So,
lines up.
A month here is equivalent to 1 day in the outside world? That should mean we're safe from that power-hungry soul snatcher for now, right?
Yes, well, I didn't bring you here just to show you around. In the outside world, the Traveler could be attacked at any moment. But coming here has bought us quite a bit of time. Now, we just need to figure out how to investigate that place you saw. The one full of fog. Both your description and the abyssal disturbance I felt point to that space having some connection to the abyss. It could even be a domain similar to this one. The thief who stole that fragment of your soul is hiding there. but the Abyss is a chaotic and turbulent place.
So I need to
If you
power
wanna
up.
pinpoint their
It's time for the
location,
training
you need
arc.
to see what that space looks like without the fog.
Time for a training arc so we can disperse the fog.
Abyssal power can grant a special form of sight. Have you ever wielded abyssal power before?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay. Do you plan to learn?
I'm kind of at odds with the Abyss.
That tracks. All the information you have suggests the Abyss is something sinister, and that abyssal power is a wild and dangerous force that always spells disaster.
But...
And you're saying that's not true?
Depends on your perspective. Floods
Huh.
and hurricanes take countless lives too. But if one day you gain the power to control them, what was once a calamity is now just another tool in your arsenal.
fair
I'll
reasoning, I
respect your
guess.
opinion, though. Just means we have to turn to the second best option.
What's this?
A little abyss crystal that contains my power. Wear it on your head, and we'll be able to perform dream mirroring when we fall asleep.
Dream mirroring?
It means experiencing whatever the other person is dreaming. Everything they see,
Huh.
think, and feel.
So you're gonna be the one to save
Since
me
you
then
haven't
when I
studied
get
the art of
attacked.
using abyssal power and have no plans to jump in the deep end right now, I'll have to do the investigating for you. With dream mirroring, every time you slip into a deep sleep, I'll see with my own eyes whatever scene plays out in your mind. Then, I can guide you through the dream environment, and we'll take back what was stolen from you.
Huh. You make it sound so simple.
So all I need to do is wait?
Tough to say. This is an unprecedented situation for both of us. Even assuming we do manage to find where this entity is hiding, like I said, getting your soul fragment back won't be easy. To
But I
play
do
it
kind of want it
safe,
back.
I need to give you some special training first.
Wait, you're gonna teach him some of your martial arts? Does that mean the next time we see Childe, we have to treat him like our senior?
Oh no, I have to fight Childe Senpai again.
Do as you want. For my part, I don't see you as my disciples. You're already a pretty good fighter. All I'm planning to do is build on your current skills and train you for the specific scenarios that I think we might face.
Fair enough.
But that's enough talk.
Combat training with
If you're ready to do
Skirk.
this, then come with me. Time might be more lenient here, but that's no excuse to waste it.
Oh, she moves fast. Paimon can hardly keep up with her.
So, into the next rift we
special
go, I
training,
guess.
Huh? Kind of a rare opportunity. With your skills, there's not a lot of people qualified to train you. The last time something like this happened was probably anti-Raiden Shogun training, right? Oh, feels
Man.
like a lifetime ago.
The
Skirk
Inazuma
seems
story
pretty
arc.
strong too, though.
That brings back
You remember
memories.
how she said that the all-devouring narwhal was just her master's pet? Maybe we really will learn something here.
Alright, into the next rift. Door of Resurrection activated. It is a very fancy home you got here, Skirk. I mean, Skork, sorry. No, I should probably just call her Skirk again.
Ready?
Not gonna do well on Paimon's mess
Bring
up.
it on!
Your training will be split into 3 stages. Testing your blade work, elemental abilities, and reasoning skills. We'll start with blade work. You're no rookie in this area, so I won't bore you with the basics. During your long journey, you've no doubt sparred with a lot of talented sword fighters. Consciously or not, you will have picked up all kinds of techniques from them.
You bet. There's Kaya, Master Jean, Kuching. Oh, and Kazuha, Ayaka.
Yeah.
We've met sword masters like you in every nation we've been through.
I don't think they're quite like her.
You sparred with a bunch of them too, right? Nice to know it's all gonna come in handy now.
Don't get too smug. In sword fighting, techniques alone are not enough. You need a
Okay.
cohesive system to bring it all together. A style or school of fighting. To use the human body as an analogy, your style is your skeleton.
Okay.
The foundation, the framework. Techniques are the muscles and other flesh attached to the bones. This is where your strength comes from. Improving your sword fighting is like growing that body. If your frame got bigger and taller, but you didn't add any muscle mass, you'd be weak and flimsy. Then again, if you packed on pounds of flesh without a big enough frame to support it, you'd end up bloated and unwieldy.
Understood.
You need to do some introspection. Take a good, hard look at your past experiences and figure out which parts of what you've learned are just techniques, and which parts can be used to form your own system of blade work. Only then will you get the full utility out of all your thoughts and observations along the way.
I kind of doubt it, but
Only
imagine
then
if
will every stroke you
imagine
deliver
if the
make
traveler's
perfect
actual battle style, like how he wields the sword in battle, changes after this quest.
Wait,
Would be interesting.
Paimon thought you were gonna teach him some cool new moves. Like when you went swoosh and opened a tunnel to another place.
One day, you'll reach a new level of power where you realize that even that's as basic a trick as any other. But right now, our sword styles are so wildly different that teaching you mere techniques is pointless. There are no shortcuts in the pursuit of power. Failure is your best teacher, and rigor is your coursework. That's all I have to say. Time to make a start. Train until you're satisfied with yourself. Now focus.
Training
Destroy
arc.
the crystal columns as swiftly as you can.
Come on. Did it.
This is making Paimon's head spin. Hang in there, traveler!
That's a lot of them, though. I need to break 900? And that's for round 2? As training progresses, your strength improves. In the zone, limitless power is surging through me. Charge attack OE increased. Okay, there we go. Is that permanent? One can hope. Imagine if that's a permanent upgrade. I would like a permanent upgrade. Maybe make Traveler actually a better character. But hello?
Stay calm. Use your head. You have to keep it together.
Okay. And there we go. Alright, that wasn't too tough. Especially with the increased AoE. If that's permanent, hey, main character buff. I'll take it. Amazing. This transformed my whole view of the sword work. I'm using the same techniques as ever, but now they're having different effects. It's as if I've unlocked a hidden door in my mind and there's a wellspring of strength on the other side. In my mind's eye, I'm seeing images of the friends I've made in Tevat. Theirs are the sword styles and techniques I have come to know.
This moment will be frozen in time.
Cut to the chase.
Consider a moment of true mastery that you've witnessed in another person and ask yourself, what lies beneath the surface? What's their guiding philosophy? What's their state of mind as they maneuver their weapon?
Honestly, I was not expecting the Skirk story quest to just be a main character training arc, but hey, I'll take it. I'll absolutely take it.
And practice it right away with speed, skill, and strength, over and over, until your hand is one with your mind. This is the only path to true growth.
Honestly, considering we already took on gods and dragons, it's a miracle that we're only just now getting the training arc of how to properly wield a sword.
Step on up. Dance with the waves.
I see eternity go by in an instant, the autumns of many years from a single leaf. Thus I shall slice this maple in a flash, and ask him question of the ages. My sword style, my journey. There we go. What were you reading there, Paimon? Huh? One of the Yaya Publishing House books?
If you start to tire, empty your mind, but do not stop. Stay in that frame of mind as you keep up the fight. Get rid of all redundant movements. Imagine your sword is an extension of your own body. Wield it just as you wield your arms, hands, and fingers.
'Twas on a deserted moonlit night that the
Oh, hey,
hero
your voice
approached
acted
the
again.
vile dragon's limpid lair. Ring cutter! Feathers fleeting wet, the white heron treads water, a sight without flaw. Master of Inazuma Kamisato art Tachijutsu.
It's interesting how there are still just like a small handful of characters that aren't voice acted. Most of the voice actors are back, but a few of them are still Of each slash of my blade, I feel my strength increasing. I don't know if my weapon can contain all this power. I'm in the zone, limitless power surging through me. You slash and swipe till you've exhausted every ounce of your energy. I'm weak. And now Skirk comes in. Perfect. Now you're exhausted. Now I can do my job. now I can help out the Fatui and just kill you. Imagine. Imagine. Wouldn't this actually be perfect, though? The perfect way to beat the main character. Convince them that you're a friend, let them go through a training arc, and once they're completely exhausted, boom, you got them.
Huh. Looks like you've made some real progress. That concludes your training session.
Awesome! Paimon knew you could do it!
How do you feel?
Exhausted.
As you should be. Time flies when you're training hard. You've actually been going for several days now with no rest.
Yeah.
Great.
Meanwhile, Paimon's had a whole bunch of naps. But you were so focused, she didn't want to interrupt you.
Go get some sleep.
Multiple days
doing
of
the same
training
very
without
soon.
pause. Wow.
Let's hope you see that foggy place in your dream, so I can get this investigation over and done with.
Alright, go to the makeshift camp and rest.
Sometimes, you have to practice a single movement 1 million, maybe 10 million times, before the breakthrough moment comes. Nothing in the outside world can help you in this process. The most important thing is to remain patient.
Okay. Makeshift camp, huh? Through another portal! So where is this camp? Oh. I mean, Skirk did say she lives here, right? So the makeshift camp, is that also where Skirk sleeps? I'm legit curious now, because if Skirk actually lives in this area, is it also like in camps like this? Must be, I assume. Let's see. It looks different, but we do have the fog. What is this place? Have I been pulled back into that place again? But Skirk said the dream mirroring would kick in when I fall asleep, so why am I back here? No, on close inspection, this isn't the same dream as last time. It's dark and gloomy, but there isn't that chilling fog that made my hair stand on end. It is still foggy, though. Hold on. If dream mirroring is a two-way process, maybe I'm seeing inside her mind while she's exploring mine? If this is her inner world, it's pretty bleak. I can occasionally make out the sound of a flowing stream. Other than that, it's so empty. What's that? What a strange looking creature. Where did it come from? I think it wants me to follow it. Might as well see where it leads. Flashbang, thank you.
Skirk, why are you skipping classes again? We've talked about this.
'Cause he's a crabby old man, and he's a boring old man. I don't like going to his classes.
Little Skirk!
Excuse me. You shouldn't talk about your teacher like that. It's very disrespectful.
All right, let's not get into a big fight about this. Skirk's learned what she needs. There's no point forcing her to sit through more classes if she doesn't want to be there. But I'd still love to hear about what you got up to yesterday. Why don't you tell your dad all about it?
I went diving, and I saw this huge fish. I never knew they could get that big. It looked kind of dumb, though, with that stupid big fat head. I tried to shake its fin, but it just spat water.
Imagine if that was the all-devouring narwhal.
Oh, and today, I'm gonna go to that prairie up north. There's supposed to be this giant bird there that can spit fire. I bet if I climbed on its back,
So
it
just
could
a
fly me
dragon.
all the way to the stars.
Then I suppose your old dad should get one as a pet too. Otherwise, how are you gonna hear me call you for dinner up there in the stars?
When it's time to eat, I'll come back on my own, Zilly. Anyway, gotta go. Bye, Mom. Bye, Dad.
Little Skirk, adorable.
Wait! Put on a coat at least. You'll catch a cold. I'm talking to you, young lady. You spoil that child, you know. Ever since that merchant ship arrived, she practically lives outside. Always going on about exploring the beyond one day, whatever that means.
Ah, let the kid do what makes her happy. Besides, we
She
both
turned out
know
pretty
you're all
strong,
bark
you
and no
know?
bite. Come on, our little adventurer is gonna be hungry when she gets back. Let's get started on dinner.
Interesting. I'm out. The weather's wonderful today. Oh, another flashback.
The stars shimmer high above. But what lies beyond the stars? Mountains as far as the eye can see? An endless snowy plain? Or maybe buildings taller than the sky, like the people from the merchant ship said. I can't be the only one asking these questions. The universe is fascinating. If only I could meet some other people like me. We could set sail together and explore every
Other people
corner
like
of the
you,
world.
like who feel similarly, or is your family or Skirk specifically very special and
I'm
unique?
sick of being a kid. There's so many amazing things out there, and I'm ready to see them all. But for now, I'm starving. Better get back.
Imagine we come back and the family's dead. Huh? What's over there? Never mind. Or Skirk's gonna get distracted. Something's going on? Or they are dead. And Skirk was very lonely after that. Flashbang! Yep, no, they're all dead.
One of them, get away!
No, please, spare the children. Stay back.
They're coming!
Help!
Well, ain't this something?
Eliminate the threat.
Take him down.
Don't
That
be
taking
scared.
down was a bit cut off.
This way!
We'll never make it! Fire. There's fire everywhere. What happened?
Hoo boy. And that purple shade are... Can't be the Abyss. The Abyss monsters don't really talk that much.
I told you we shouldn't have trusted these outsiders.
Who are these individuals? Who could they be? Again, the Abyss doesn't talk that much.
Why are you doing this? What did we do to deserve this? We welcomed you with our finest food and drink. Showed you the best our home has to offer. Gifted you cloth dyed by our own hands. And this is how you treat us?
Run! Save yourselves!
Captain, Zone 3 is clear and we have Zone 2 surrounded.
Begin extermination. Remember the orders from upper command. No one is to be left alive.
Again, how many evil groups do we know? We know the Fatui. But I wonder if Skirk would actually train someone from the Fatui if this evil group that attacked her people was the Fatui. There's the Abyss, but like, there's not a lot of talking. I mean, I guess there are some individuals in the Abyss that talk. I guess it could be the Abyss, but Skirk seems very keen on using abyssal power. I'm not sure if she would be that keen. Then again, as she said, it's a calamity, but you can turn it to a tool. And again, the color does match with the Abyss a little bit. It's kind of the two main evil organizations we know.
Rest assured, sir. We have enough munitions to annihilate these savages and burn their entire civilization to the ground.
Good. The only ones who put up a real fight are that man and his wife, correct? What's their status?
We shot the man in the ankles and the wife broke her wrist attempting to fight back. They won't be doing much more fighting. They're holed up in their home for now, but they won't last long. To prevent them from making some kind of last stand, we're planning to clear out the other zones first so we can send a bigger squadron to surround them.
Well, well. Turns out some of these beasts do know how to use their claws. Now the threat these savages pose will be undeniable. Let them cling to what's left of their lives for a little longer. Once the other zones are cleared, I'll cut off their heads myself.
Well, that's certainly a backstory and a half. It smells like something's burning. What's going on? Skirk, no, you don't want to know.
Dad? Mom? Skirk, you're all right? Thank heavens.
Okay, so they are still alive.
But you need to go.
Not necessarily good.
Safe here. They'll be back any
They
second.
might die right in front of her face.
What happened? You're bleeding.
Imagine them dying in front of her.
Dad?
Yikes. Right in front of her eyes. That would be annoying.
This is the place. Alert all units. Prepare to surround.
Run, Skirk! Run as far away as you can. Don't trust anyone. Your dad and I, we're not afraid to stare death in the face, but we need you to survive. My clever girl, so curious. You're already so brave. I know you're going to grow up to be such a positive light in this world.
Up until now, not really, because she's constantly hiding herself. But I do understand why she's like, damn, this world is a horrible place and they don't deserve, nobody deserves to even remember me. Like, them just having a few missing memories is the best outcome for them. Like, if this is her past experience, yeah, trauma will do that to you, I guess.
Whenever you miss us, just play this song. Remember, life is a gift. Don't let darkness claim it.
Break down the door! Look what we have here. A savage that can pluck a tune. Well, the show's over. You! Stop singing! Shut it!
I don't hear any
Shut it
singing.
or I'll make you.
I do hear the tune that they're
Fine.
plucking,
Have it your way.
but I don't hear the singing. What was that? There it is. So, Skirk, I may have seen you past. Are you fine with that?
You're awake? I found a few clues while you were asleep, but it's only a start. Now, time for the second stage of your training.
Can we talk about what we just saw?
Elemental energy. Come find me when you're ready to begin.
No, you don't wanna? Okay, I guess we're not talking about that. I guess I can wait until after we're done. Alright, more training.
Man, staying in the abyss feels so surreal, don't you think? No day and no night. It's like time hardly exists. If we weren't careful to keep track, it feels like we'd have no idea how long we've even been here. Well, except for the fact that Paimon still gets hungry like clockwork.
Fair enough.
You go do your training. Paimon's gonna grab a bite.
Buy emergency food. I'm ready to start.
The way I see it, the pursuit of power is divided into 3 stages. The first is mastering the use of standard weapons. Next is learning how to harness natural energy.
You did say
and
that.
After that, you're free to challenge even higher dimensions.
You did say after that, after the third stage would be like testing my reasoning, right?
The natural energy of Teyvat is, of course, elemental energy. But that's not my area of expertise. I draw from a different source of power.
That must mean the abyss.
Abyssal power,
Yeah.
yes. Also known as the power of the Void Realm. My master, Sertologi, is a true expert in that area. After all, he was one of the group of 5 that infamously stole the all-encompassing power of the Abyss. An act for which the people of Khaenri'ah gave them the epithet, the 5 Sinners. The elemental energy of Teyvat, on the other hand, is derived from the power of the Light Realm. These 2 forms of energy exist in direct opposition to each other. Suffice to say, there's not much I can teach you this time.
I see. So it's not that like light and dark exist as separate elements, like all the other elements fall into the category of light. And then there's Abyss, which is the dark, and I guess you can draw the elemental powers out of that too. Interesting. So you can have the elemental powers either be light or dark aligned, essentially, if I'm understanding this correctly. But there's something familiar about the power you use.
A keen observation, traveler. Call it respecting local norms. The Abyss stands in direct conflict with the will of this world. So, to make my life easier, I disguise my power to make it appear Cryolike in nature.
Okay, so it's not that it's... Okay. So it's not that any element can be aligned, either light aligned or dark aligned. It's that the elements are all light aligned and you can make the dark abyss element appear like it's one of the other elements. Huh.
It's a technique I learned from some Khaenri'ah ruins, known as the 7 Shifting Serpent. If you ever change your mind about delving into abyssal power, I can teach it to you.
I have the ability to purify abyssal power.
So I've heard. You seem to have a knack for removing abyssal power. But is purification really what's going on there? Like I said, power does not simply disappear.
What are you trying to say? Well, obviously he's trying to say that we're absorbing this power and storing it within ourselves?
Just thinking out loud. Let's focus on your elemental training. That's what's gonna help us if the situation gets tricky. True growth comes from adversity, but only if you make the choice to pick yourself up again every time you fall. So, it's time to push yourself to the limit, and then keep pushing. This is the only way to advance at pace.
Alright.
Use the power of Animo to clear the field as fast as you can.
Will do. Alright, I need them to kind of light up there. Can you please ignite again? There we go. That's better.
Windblade!
Alright, wait for you to ignite. Now. Okay, that's the first wave.
Observe your surroundings. Look for things you can use to tilt the scales of success in your favor.
And
disappear.
Like that.
Windblade.
Okay. And again. And that's the second one. Alright, that's Anemo training completed. You train the elemental powers one by one, ending with Hydro.
Use the power of Hydro to destroy the spikes. Faster. Don't give them a chance to strike you. You need to be quicker than you were in your dream. You can't afford another injury like that.
Okay. Nope. Why can't I hit that? Limited range? There we go.
Water jet.
Okay, apparently I have limited range.
Go. Go.
Alright. Well, that wasn't too bad. On my journey, I gained different elemental abilities in different lands, but I've never trained them all at once like this.
You need to understand what makes you special.
Again, give us the ability to switch elements on the fly. That would be so
The
sick.
ability to wield elemental energy without a vision and switch between the elements at will. It means your aspirations need no approval from the gods. Your power is not bound by the rules of this world. So be bold. Do not be afraid to chart your own path.
Graceful as the wind, tough as stone, nimble as lightning, flourishing like foliage. I can feel the power of the elements flowing through me, sometimes as peaceful as a flowing stream, other times surging like a raging river. If I close my eyes, I can almost hear their voices. It's not like some wild beast battling me for dominion. It's more like saying hello to an old friend. Yup. Using all that hydro down.
Very good. It seems you've reached a deeper level of connection with the elements.
How long has it been this time?
Long enough for you to lose yourself in your training, which is a good sign. Relentless practice with the elements has drained all your strength, but it's also what allowed you to make progress. Get some rest. When you wake up, we'll proceed to the final stage of your training.
Alrighty then. Back to the camp. Whee! Whee! Don't forget to equip the thingy. What's the random trash can lid? Is that supposed to be a pot that's half buried for some reason? Why would you bury that pot like that? This place again. Did you bring me here? No response. The strange creature just floated away. What is that thing? What is it doing in Skirk's inner world? And where is it taking me this time? To learn more about Skirk's backstory. No better way to get to know a character than just exploring their minds.
What is the secret to power? Longing, hatred, self-preservation. No, it is fear.
And that's when she met her master?
The fear of losing those you love. The fear of watching your home burn. Fear of loneliness. Fear of death.
Same color as the figures that attacked her home in the first place.
Fear
further
is
connecting
the
it to
source
the
of
abyss.
evolution. It forces humanity to adapt to their environment and overcome hardship. It is in the process of prevailing over our fears that we surpassed first ourselves and then the rest of the world.
So the people that attacked her, her village, whatever, are definitely connected to the abyss then. Considering we know that, you know, her master taught her about how to harness the abyss and, you know, is one of the people that first harnessed the abyssal power and everything for their own sake. So yeah. Same kind of color scheme. And again, I kind of figured with the purple color scheme anyway.
That fear is now part of you. It calls on you to evolve. And it is time to answer.
Ow, it hurts. Daddy, mommy, no, they're gone. Flashbang!
Any minute spent missing
Flashbang
home
into
is a
flashback.
minute wasted. Practice your sword work instead. Do not make me tell you twice.
But, Master, I can barely lift the sword anymore. If I keep going, I feel like my wrist is going to break.
So it has not broken yet. Then pick up your sword and keep practicing until it breaks. I want to hear the cracking and splintering of bone.
Wow. Okay, harsh. Wait, I just realized this might be even further back than the previous flashback, because they did say they invited this, these strange people into their lives. Is this what happened before they turned on them and killed everyone?
After all, bones can always be reset.
Could be. Because she did complain about her not liking her teacher and everything. So... yeah. Can't breathe. And that definitely was a pretty harsh teacher. Everything's gone black. And... we're blind.
Skirk. Once again, you survived. How do you feel?
Cold. In pain.
These are signs that you are adapting to the abyss. Each time the flesh is torn and the spirit crushed, each time you claw back from the brink of death, you become stronger. I now understand why these people sought to destroy your homeland.
No, never mind, it was
your
after.
Your potential goes beyond even what I could have anticipated.
So it is after.
But you still have much to learn in your pursuit of strength. Your mind is rife with distractions. From now on, I shall show no mercy in your training. You
what a
must
lovely
learn
teacher.
To shut out all the pointless emotion. Crush the self that makes you weak. And become master over your physical form. Get up, Skirk. Wipe the blood off your face. Cut away the rotten parts of your flesh. And mend
She did not
what is
crush her
broken.
past self though,
Then
because
take up your sword.
she still played that song that her parents told her she should play whenever she misses them.
Yes, Master.
Still, yikes. Yeah, the Abyss, that's the typical dark side training. Dream is over, but I can't get that suffocating, oppressing feeling out of my head. Also, hello, Dragon Dagger, hello, how's it going? So many questions about Skirk's past. Where does she come from? What has she been through?
You're up! Hopefully you got some good rest. Skirk said to tell you that she's ready to start the final stage of your training whenever you are. So, wanna head over now? Or did you wanna wait a little?
I really want answers, but right now it's vital that I complete my training. Once that's done, I'll find a chance to talk to her. Well, I do hope you're doing very well, Dragon Dagger. I am currently in the middle of, I'm glad to know you're doing well, in fact. I am currently in the middle of Skirk's story quest, which was newly added in the recent update. Hooray. I'm doing okay. I'm fine. Not particularly great, but not particularly bad. And sometimes that's all you can ask for. Hello, Skirk. I'm ready for my training session.
From your training so far, you have gained better command of the sword, and more control over your elemental abilities.
It's all thanks to your guidance.
That's only part of it. Experience is the real teacher. Your journey, the friends you have made, the dangers you have faced. These have taught you more than I ever could. Now, it's time to focus on how you react under pressure.
Alright, here we go.
You must be able to think rationally, even in unpredictable combat situations. To simulate this, I'm going to attack, and you're going to block. Ready?
No. Give me your worst.
Not bad. That defensive stance looks near unbreakable.
Well, you say near unbreakable, so you're about to break it.
Just like your sister. Oh, that reminds me.
Dear
You
God.
still don't know what happened to her, do you?
Oh, this is gonna be psychological warfare, isn't it? Oh, I see what you're doing, Skirk. Attacking me psychologically. So you can then catch me off guard. Okay, sure. Yep, there it is. There it is. We lowered our guard. Now she attacks. Yep. Oh. Oh. You know, we should have seen this one coming.
Hey, no fair! That's cheating!
You think every opponent has the same moral code as you? You can denounce their deplorable methods all you want. But only if you live to tell the tale. The dead don't get to complain. Strong emotions will always arise in combat. Anxiety, anger, fear. But a true warrior is never at their whim. Only when you are free from the influence of emotion can you make the right choice, no matter the situation.
Are you describing yourself?
How amusing. Almost sounds like you think you know me. But you don't. You can choose your own path. We are not the same.
Who says you can't choose your own path at this point?
Let's begin. Try to use reason over emotion. Make the most rational and advantageous decision in any given moment. This is your final training session. Look alive.
Alright, here we go.
Same drill as before, but this time I'm going to interfere. Hold your focus.
Go!
Alright, first wave. Whoa, hello. Got those ones, nice.
Go!
Man, I hate having that range limit. Like, come on! Why can't I hit that?
Water jet! Go!
Not bad. Better than I expected.
Alright. It's not easy to control my emotions. Battle's overwhelming, but if I can just focus all of my attention on what my opponent is doing and how I should respond, it's almost like my emotions take a back seat.
You're getting the hang of it. The first step to controlling your emotions is controlling your mind. You want a unified train of thought. It all comes down to focus.
Focus. Focus on the battle. I think it's working. I can choose to tune out anything that isn't relevant to the battle. But I think I'm still pretty far from having full control over my emotions. So...
Your mind is rife with distractions. From now on, I shall show no mercy in your training. You must learn to shut out all the pointless emotion. Crush the self that makes you weak. And become master over your physical form.
I am not gonna get rid of my emotions entirely, sorry to say. Skirk went through this kind of training too, didn't she? How merciless does the training have to be to make someone's substitute all emotion for pure reason?
Stop. Let's pause here. One look, and I can tell your mind has wandered. That's to be expected. There's a limit to how long a human being can concentrate on one thing. Staying calm and focused sounds simple in theory, but in practice, it's more demanding than sword work or elemental abilities.
Skirk is right. Now that I've stopped, all the emotions I was suppressing are rushing back to the surface. Pain, exhaustion, frustration, doubt, but exhaustion is the main one. I feel like I could fall asleep on the spot.
Get some rest. No point training further if you're already dead on your feet. Like I said at the beginning, the only goal of this training is for you to reach a point that you're satisfied with. You managed to push past your limits, which is a good start. You can be proud of that, and sleep well knowing that you've earned it.
Don't forget to equip the thingy again, and let's go and rest.
Warriors will train day and night to perfect their skills. But when the battle comes, their fate may be decided in a matter of minutes.
Wait till the opponent tells the entire plan.
One moment
Genius.
of hesitation.
Wait for the evil
Just like
monologue.
that, all their blood, sweat, and tears were for nothing. You need to push yourself to perfection, or you might not even live to regret it.
Also, thanks for the treasure chest, Skirk. Do appreciate that. Back to camp. Big old training arc. Hope the training arc will pay off. Probably won't be too important because it's a side story. Not one of the main ones. Oh well. Back to dreaming. Looks like I'm back in Skirk's inner world. I don't see that strange creature this time, but I think I can navigate the space on my own now, even without it being here to guide me. I don't know how to leave, so I'm stuck here until I wake up. Can't hurt to take a look around while I wait. Okay, here we go. Hello there.
Skirk is amazing. She faced down that terrifying giant and cut its head clean off.
Oh, she got hurt though, didn't she? I heard it was pretty bad.
Yeah, well, that's a given. But the moment she was on the mend, she got right back to practicing her sword work. I heard Master suffered a grave injury once too.
I mean, again,
Lost
Skirk
an
is pretty
arm and a
competent
leg
from
and
everything we
still
know.
came back stronger than ever. Skirk's becoming more like him by the day.
Incredible. I wonder if I'll ever reach their level.
There is no
They're
reaching
always
their
so
level.
resolute, so unshakable.
Pathetic. You're not even trying. You're so much weaker than you think.
Wow.
Skirk, have you become a positive light in this world?
That's a lot of expectations to have placed on you, I
Do you
suppose.
even remember how many of us perished in that fire? How many bodies were left to rot on the scorched earth? Yet you alone live on.
Keep your gaze fixed on your blade. You don't deserve to rest.
Gee, how nice for Skirk to grow up like
I have
this.
so many questions. I just want to jump in a spaceship, explore the whole universe, and get answers from the stars. I just need to wait till I'm grown up. Then I can do anything.
Now, you must bid farewell to who you were in the past and become someone stronger.
Again, wow.
Run, Skirk. Run! Only death awaits us here. Keep running, and don't ever look back.
That sure seems like she had a lot of fun growing up. Such a nice childhood. Couldn't ask for anything better.
Let's see here.
Alice!
First things first, you need a new identity. Going around telling people you're from somewhere beyond the stars won't do, now will it? How
Oh?
about saying you hail from beneath the earth instead?
Skirk also being from beyond the stars.
As the Khaenri'ah saying goes, venturing out into the universe and down into the abyss are the same in that both are braving the dark unknown.
Well, I'm a visitor on this planet, so I'll follow the rules.
As am I, we're the same Skirk.
Splendid. That saves me quite a bit of trouble. Let me offer you a piece of advice in return, although it might not be what you want to hear. I know the pursuit of strength is important to you, but taking a moment for yourself every once in a while is never a bad idea. Ignore her existence for too long, and there will come a day when you can no longer hear her voice.
Her being the inner child that she still has. The little figure that we've been following around. Oh, food. Huh? The dream is over. I can hear the crackling of a fire in the distance, and there's a fragrant aroma in the air. Grilled meat.
You're awake!
As are you.
You must be starving, right? Ta-da! A barbecue feast just for you.
Yeah, I'm starving.
Of course you are. That's why Skirk and Paimon got this all ready for you. Dig in before it gets cold.
So you're best friends now?
Yeah, well, if you're around someone long enough, it's bound to happen. Plus, Skirk can cook. So, Paimon decided she can forget the whole Ice Queen thing. Paimon's not one to hold a grudge.
You are one to hold a grudge, though.
Here's an idea. Let's save the chit-chat until after the meal.
You all dig in and make quick work of the food.
So full. Okay, it's Paimon's turn to sleep now. Wake her up when it's time to go.
Alright. So, shall we chat?
I have good news. First, your training is complete. You have what it takes to wield immense power. Now it's just a matter of putting it into practice.
We're amazing,
Continue
I know.
to learn from your journey and hone your skills against formidable opponents. Second, I've located the culprit we've been searching for. Next, you just need to retrieve the missing part of your soul, and our business will be concluded.
That was a lot faster than I expected.
When Ajax trained with me, he once told me he was bursting with questions. So I allowed him to ask me 3 of them before he left. You and I may never meet again, traveler.
I also
So if
get to
there's
ask
anything you want
questions,
to ask
yay!
me, now's your opportunity. Just like Ajax, I'll answer 3 of your questions.
After spending time in Skirk's inner world and witnessing her memories, there are so many questions I could ask, but the most important one is... Are you really from Tevat?
Okay, not the angle I was expecting. What makes you ask that?
I'm sorry I didn't tell you earlier, but while we were dream mirroring, I think I saw your memories. This is the first time I've seen Skirk break her composure. I guess this really took her by surprise.
I knew that was a possible side effect. Closed off my mind to you for that exact reason. Even with the dream mirroring, you should have seen nothing but endless darkness.
So Skirk didn't share those memories with me on purpose, and in fact, she tried her best to keep them from me. Wait, speaking of endless darkness, on my first time there, that was all I saw, until that strange creature appeared.
Whatever. Must have been a flaw in my execution. I shouldn't be too surprised. Due to some recent circumstances, my self-control has been lacking as of late. Since you've seen what you've seen, there's no reason to hide the truth. All I ask is that you keep it a secret.
Alright.
No, I'm not from Tevat.
Yay,
I'm
we're
from
the
a different
same.
planet. And there was a time when I journeyed through the stars. A lot like you in some ways.
Like me? Do you mean you're also a descender?
No, we're different in that respect. You're influencing the fate of this world. But me, I'm just passing through. Several hundred years ago, my master, Sertologi, opened the border between worlds and sent me here. But this is not my home. And one day, I'll return to the vast unknown of space. So, there you have it. On to your second question.
Alright, shall we ask about what you know about our sister, or... What's your goal in coming here? No, we're asking directly
To
about
become
Skirk.
stronger. For certain reasons, I need to bridge the power gap between me and my master as quickly as possible.
Okay.
But first, I need to understand the source of his strength. To do that, I need to follow in his footsteps. Walk the path he once walked. And somewhere along the way, I'll find out how to defeat him. That is my sole focus and purpose.
Damn, okay, there's some hatred there, understandable.
Okay. You have one question remaining.
Skirk's goal is to defeat the Foul? I can hear how serious this is to her. I wonder what those certain reasons could be. But given how quickly she blazed through that answer, I doubt she wants to talk about it. I have one question left. What should I ask?
You make it sound so easy. Ever since the incident I experienced there, I've never stopped searching for Master Skirk and that unknown abyss. But it's been years now, and I've still found nothing.
Huh, maybe I should take this opportunity to get Childe some answers. Wow. Really? Really?
Well, your last question?
You know, Childe is looking for you, right? Are you going to let him see you?
Ajax. His situation is different than yours. Before you ever crossed paths with me, you'd already encountered many formidable people. Studied their techniques, and developed your own skill set. So, during your training, all I had to do was build upon that foundation. But Ajax was so young when he came to me. A complete blank canvas. Children can't help but imitate their role models. In the long run, that would only hinder his growth.
Which is why you decided not to
Once
meet up
Ajax
again.
has enough strength in his own right, I will allow us to meet again.
Okay.
Until then, let that motivate him to reach his full potential.
That was a calm and calculated answer. It's like she was talking about something entirely mundane. I don't know why, but I'm not buying it. She makes it sound like the decision has everything to do with Childe and nothing to do with her. But what does she actually feel about it? The abyss is completely silent. The domain must get lonely after a while, not to mention, she said it's been hundreds of years since she arrived in Tevat. And even longer than that if you account for how slowly time passes in here.
Unlike you, I have no desire to establish a connection with the world. The weak and the lowly have no right to remember me.
You did say that much.
They only have a few missing memories to show for it.
In all that time, she never established a connection with this world. Was it really just because she looks down on the weak? I doubt she'd give me a straight answer if I asked, besides I already used up my 3 questions. She was happy to give me cold, hard facts, but I still feel I haven't heard her true voice.
Wake up your companion.
You have heard her true
It's time
voice
to
when
go.
she sung.
Oh,
When
and
she was humming
everything
earlier.
I just told you. Best keep it a secret from her as well.
Time to go.
Oh, we're out.
Finally.
We're out. We're free.
Where are we headed?
Just follow me. I'll open an
That's
abyssal rift close to
quite
the
a
culprit's
distance.
location. It will take us to where he's hiding.
How far away is that? Oh, okay, so it's next to the chasm. Alrighty then. Let's have a look-see. See what's up. They're giving Liyue some love again in this update, it seems. Between this entire story quest taking place in Liyue, well, taking place mostly in the Abyss, but entering from Liyue and going to another place in Liyue, and there's another event story that is also in Liyue. Go away. Why am I attacking this thing? I don't know. I guess I just felt like it. Here? Really? In the middle of nowhere?
Wait. This is near the chasm, right?
Oh gee, Paimon, how could you tell? Is it because you can see the chasm?
Yes. If we enter from here, we'll be able to reach that place from your dream. You have some experience with abyssal domains by now, but still, this is someone else's territory. Best to proceed with caution.
Don't worry. Paimon's an expert at hiding behind other people for safety.
Then let's get going.
That means you need to stay safe, traveler.
Let's teach this thief a lesson.
All right. Remember your training. Time to put it to use.
In we go. Oh, I actually need to. Wow, I can't just jump in that time. I actually have to interact again. Imagine that. How horrible. Oh, and I get to use Skirk. Alright, let's see. What are your attacks? Alright, very, very floaty. Got it. Interesting. What's with that little yellow crystal on top of her burst? Let's also see. Oh, okay, so she has a power up on that?
Mine to wield.
Okay. And that consumes her burst. Interesting. I'm just trying to figure her out currently, okay?
Extinguished.
Interesting. What if I hold? Okay, no different result if I hold it. Oh!
Another star goes out.
Bombs away!
Fearless.
Whoopsie.
Paradigm shift.
I am weak! Good thing I have Skirk. intend to.
Paimon's just gonna float behind you. Come on, you got this.
My turn.
How about I just this? And that?
Extinguished. Hey, what are you two doing?
What's that? Don't interrupt our research. I buy this mysterious power too.
Dusty, like an abandoned house. Let's press on. Power.
Oh no! However will I avoid those attacks? They're aimed so well. It's not like I can just keep walking to dodge. Okay, for that I might actually have to move. Barely.
Oh, looks like this is a dead end. Did we make it to his hiding place? Ugh, this fog is making it impossible to see anything.
This should be the place where you were attacked, Traveler. The missing part of your soul should be nearby. Can you sense where it is?
If I close my eyes and focus on the light that came from my wound back then. Yes, I can sense something, and it is nearby, but I can't tell the exact location. Nothing exact.
Our opponent must have covered his tracks just in case. Otherwise, you should have sensed it much more strongly.
Oh! Hello.
Hold on! Look! The spikes are back!
Stay calm. Let's hold back a little. Give our enemy some wiggle room so we can see what we're dealing with. If you're too reckless, we might be playing right into his hands. Our enemy took part of your soul for a reason. It's likely he integrated it into his attack somehow. If we're smart about this, we can track it down.
Alright, so for now, just focus on dodging. Got it. Simple enough. Is it cutscene time? I think it is. Okay then.
From the start, the attacks have been focused on me. Trying to break through my defenses? I see.
You're pretty strong. Of course they want some of your power too. Oh! That has a nice glow to it. Is that where my soul's at? Oh. Or they just hit her with a pretty strong one. Oh. And underestimated me. Alright, that thing was... Is it mine? That's why I was strong enough to go through your defenses.
There. I got it back.
Okay, but...
Skirk!
But are you okay though?
What happened? It looked like Skirk just got...
In the Guili Plains, you asked me why this enemy chose you as his target. Now, the answer is clear. It's not just the fact that your strength is impressive. It's also because of your ability to, as you put it, purify abyssal power.
Which is why it could penetrate your defenses, because you use abyssal energy.
Whatever that actually means. The fact is, that ability allowed him to do something that should have been completely impossible. Namely, break through my defenses and steal my power.
So you are his real target.
No. He couldn't have known I'd come to his domain. He only stole your soul fragment because he knew the value of its power. I doubt he expected it to come in handy so soon. Call it fate if you want. I believe that's the term they use in this world for arbitrary coincidences like this. In any case, it works to our advantage. Once I realized what he was using that power for, it gave me the chance to get back what you lost.
But you...
I'll cope.
Will you?
Well, done gorging? Good. Time to answer some questions. How did you get the power of the all-devouring narwhal?
The all-devouring narwhal?
Your pet!
Oh, of course! Paimon knew that spike thing looked familiar. It looks just like that narwhal's horn!
I highly doubt you acquired that power through your own strength. Tell me I'm wrong. You're desperate enough to scour the land for god remains and whatever vestiges of power you can find. That alone proves you wouldn't be able to defeat a creature like that. Which leaves one possibility. You know my master, the foul, Sertologi.
And that is why Skirk wants to fight this individual, huh? Oh, hello.
Dares call him foul?
What's wrong? Bit off more power than you can chew? You're struggling to hold a basic conversation.
Just a little longer. I'm still...
Oh! You gonna try this again?
It's back!
Those obsessed with power will let it devour them before abandoning their pursuit.
What should we do now? Just keep dodging?
Keep calm and use reason to decide the best course of action.
Alright, so we keep dodging. Skirk was stabbed by one of those spikes while retrieving the fragment of my soul. In the process, some of her power was stolen. The culprit is hiding somewhere beyond the fog. I have a good understanding of his attack pattern from the fight just now. If we pursue him, our chances of winning are high. But Skirk's breathing is weaker than usual. If we attack now, I can't guarantee her or Paimon's safety. It's a hard decision to make, but I think we should get out of here.
Wise decision. Final victory doesn't always come after a single battle. You've got your soul fragment back, so we both got what we came for. Let the enemy draw breath while he can. It won't be for long. Get us out of here, traveler. You'll need to lead the way this time.
Alright.
Skirk, is your shoulder gonna be okay?
No.
The wound is minor. It'll heal in no time. You should focus on getting out of here alive instead.
Whoop. Okay, I guess I don't need to kill them. I guess I'll just keep running then.
Uh-oh! Falling spikes! Run!
Just keep going. Don't mind the enemies. Just get out. Nope. Ignoring you. Nope. Nope.
Looks like this place is about to collapse!
Did that one just run off? Off the edge? Oh, fun.
This guy's power has something to do with the all-devouring narwhal. Did you know that all along, Skirk?
I had my suspicions. That's why I decided to investigate in the first place. But suspicions only get you so far. I needed to verify it for myself.
Well, those bridges didn't break, but this one did. Interesting.
Phew. Oh, we should be safe here, right?
I no longer sense his presence. Can't have followed us out of that abyssal domain. Weaklings like him will find that my power is not so easily controlled. He won't be leaving that place until he's managed to digest it.
with its power, he even managed to steal from you of all people.
You seem surprised. I suppose that's fair. You've seen but a fraction of what that whale is capable of. That gaping maw could swallow a planet whole. It's called
fun.
the all-devouring narwhal for a reason. Devouring is what it does best. It can extract power from anything, dead or alive, as long as it manages to make physical contact.
Yeah. When we had our run-in with that thing, Neuvillette mentioned that it has an instinct to devour.
Your dragon friend recognized the nature of its abilities and used the power of Hydro to protect you. That worked because it was in a satiated state, so it was somewhat less aggressive than usual.
Oh, fun. So whenever I'm fighting that thing, it's just like...
It's a different story when it has no more power to feed off of.
Weakened.
That's when its true voracious nature kicks in. It could devour everything on the planet in that state, which is why I cast it into that void space. But I hadn't counted on there being anyone left on this planet capable of wielding its power. To me, that says he must have encountered the whale a long time ago. Meaning, he must have known my master.
Yeah, hearing you say the fowl definitely got a reaction out of him.
Exactly. It told me everything I needed to know. Hence why I said we both got what we came for. And I believe that brings our transaction to an end. Now that you're whole again, you can get back to your own journey. I'll handle the rest of this situation myself.
Are you sure?
No way! We can't leave now!
Yeah.
Something was stolen from you because of us. We have to help you get it back!
Yeah, you help me get my soul back to completion. I'm gonna help you. It's gotta be mutual.
This isn't my first taste of failure or losing power. When you fall, you get back up again and become stronger. That's how it is.
But what if that monster finds you before you're all better? Plus, how are you gonna get home? It's not like you can just go swoosh and open a door to the abyss again. Not without your full strength. So, sticking with us for the time being doesn't sound so bad, does it?
It's not out of pity. You said I don't want to be in your debt. Well, I still am.
Fair enough. Then take this.
What is it?
A bag of Mora. Nothing in this world is free. I know that much. I'll leave the planning to you. Hurry up and decide where to go. We shouldn't linger.
Alright.
We should take Skirk somewhere she can rest. But where?
Apparently over there.
Paimon gets the feeling Skirk wouldn't like being around a lot of people. Oh wait! Baizhu said we could rest in the back room of the pharmacy, didn't he? Let's head there!
Guess that's what we shall do.
He'll know something about Master. I'm sure of it. Next time, I need to be ready.
How's the shoulder?
Fine. It was just a scratch. It'll take time to recover my strength, of course. But adapting to situations like this is nothing new for me.
Outfit looks different.
Oh, this? It's a star crystal suit. Abyssal energy is scarce in Teyvat. Wearing this helps me access it more freely.
Intriguing.
It stores concentrated abyssal energy that I can draw from on the go. When the energy runs out, it reverts back to its original form.
Alright, then let's go.
Found somewhere to rest. Well, lead the way then.
Back to Boo Boo Pharmacy. Here we go. Dun, ba-dum, ba-dum. I am here to rest.
Huh. This bag from Skirk has a ton of Mora in it. Does she have a job or something? Wait, no. After what we saw at Wamin Restaurant, that seems impossible. Can you imagine? It would go something like...
Oh boy, here we go.
Collecting my paycheck now, boss. Oh, sure thing. Wait, who are you? Have we met? Can't hold a job if you make everyone forget about you. So, what did you do to get all this Mora?
I don't know, maybe some adventure commissions? I mean, that seems fair enough.
Claimed some buried treasure, took care of a few monsters that were causing trouble. Nothing untoward. It's safe to use.
You heard all that?
A sonorous voice like yours is hard to miss. I wouldn't be surprised if the sound of it traveled to the nearest mountaintop.
Then, did you by chance happen to hear Paimon's little, joke earlier?
You mean when you called me Frosty the Lavender Melon?
Oh, fun. Paimon's whispering needs some work.
No. Sorry. Paimon totally misspoke just now. She didn't say that at all. It was, a Paimon lookalike. Yeah, she's a piece of work, that one. Always impersonating Paimon and giving people weird nicknames.
Yeah, the old Paimon. She sucks.
Okay, fine. The truth is, Paimon didn't like you all that much at the start. But things are different now. You helped the Traveler in a big way, so what do you say? Friends?
See, that would be nice, except she doesn't want to form attachments with anyone here, so no friends.
I noticed there was only one bed. Go ahead and get some rest.
Oh, no, we can share.
Wait, what about you?
I don't get tired, and I don't need rest. I'm going to practice my sword work. That should help me regain some strength.
But your shoulder... Hey, don't just leave!
Well, I guess she's leaving. Also, hi, Dormies, how goes the game? Oh, it's going alright.
Whatever. Let her tire herself out. She'll come back eventually.
It's going. Things are going. We met Skirk. Fun. And there was only one bed. Yep. Absolutely. So, things just happened. Basically, quick rundown of what happened today. Part of our soul was taken, and we teamed up with someone to reclaim it, but in the process, part of her power got stolen. And now we're just like, damn, okay, she got stabbed, she's weaker, and, hooray. Interestingly enough, the character we're working together with uses the very power that, we don't like very much. She fights harnessing the power of the Abyss, which is like the big evil force in this game.
Let's get some sleep, Traveler. That comfy bed is calling, Paimon.
Skirk is stubborn. Even if I tried to convince her to take it easy, I doubt she'd listen. Paimon's right. Skirk will stop and take a break once she gets tired. I hope. I should just get some sleep. Anyway, how are you doing? Hope you're doing well. Hope you are doing very well. Skirk? Of course she's acting like she didn't just get stabbed in the shoulder. Huh, something seems off with her though. Nightmare?
Quiet.
Oh, or a bunch of voices in her head. Oh, fun. Who's she talking to? There's no one around. Unless...
Do you even remember how many of us perished in that fire? How many bodies were left to rot on the scorched earth? Yet you alone live on.
Oh, fun. We're diving back into that.
Keep your gaze fixed on your blade. You don't deserve to rest.
Run, Skirk. Run! Only death awaits us here. Keep running, and don't ever look back.
Right, in that dream I witnessed, Skirk was training alone, but there were disembodied voices talking to her. One of them mentioned a fire. I wonder what happened exactly. If only she could just talk to us. So we just make her a drink.
Getting an early night's sleep is the best. That bed was so comfy.
A bit of a heat wave. The AC is working. Well, that's lucky. AC is such a nice thing. Imagine having that. I am sweating my ass off here. I hate it. Say it with me, kids. PTSD. We love it. Also, hi, Bones. Hello. And Gabe. Thank you for the raid. Hello, hello, hello. Hello. TwitchCon as a concept always has me confused. I mean, I never really looked too much into TwitchCon yet, but fair enough. Anyway, Gabe, how was your stream? Hope it went well. I'm currently doing the Skirk story quest, so if you haven't done that yet, you might want to head out to save yourself from spoilers, Gabe. Absolutely fair if you gotta do that. If you have done the story quest already, well then, feel free to hang around. We're currently still appreciating Paimon's new VA. We are all very happy that her old VA is gone.
Wait, Skirk? Have you been sitting out here the whole night? The bed's all yours if you want it.
Recovered your strength yet? Did go a bit long? Fair enough. Thought she sounded a little different. She does sound different. To be fair, her new VA definitely has a lot of work to do, because yes, they're gonna be replacing all of the old voice lines as well. Like, all the voice lines of all this time that the game has been running, everything will have to get redone, and they're gonna redo it. Which, wow. That's gonna be a lot for her. All of my streams have been 5+ hours. Well, hey. Putting in the extra work, I guess. As long as you're having fun with the streams, there's no harm in making them go longer. Anyway, recovered your strength yet?
60%. Maybe 70.
Whew! Paimon thought it would take at least a couple of days. That was fast.
No, not fast enough. That's 20% less than last time. Same training regimen, same intensity. Nothing felt different, but somehow the outcome fell short.
Maybe it's because of the spike that stabbed you?
No, I think the problem's with me.
No, I think the problem would be with getting stabbed.
I need to meditate for the next 2 days. Deep introspection should help me find the issue.
Ooh, sounds intense. We'll watch over you in the meantime, then.
Thanks. See you in 2 days.
Often relax a bit, catch up on some games I wanted to play more of. That's totally fair, you do that. Absolutely. Everyone deserves a break, and you do too. Good thing I didn't have to do the time skip this time. The game did it for me.
Skirk is still meditating, huh? It's been 2 days already. Shouldn't she be awake by now?
Maybe it's not going too well?
Paimon can't think of anything we can do to help. Oh, wait! Breakfast! That's it! Paimon will go get breakfast! Skirk is gonna be starving when she wakes up. Be right back.
Alrighty then. I guess I'll keep watching over her in the meantime. Skirk looks so serene, almost like she really is asleep. It's not expect her back. They have a falling out with the original voice actor or something. Basically, both Paimon and Keqing's voice actors were fired completely and getting replaced. For the other voice actors that are still missing, they're coming back. Like, 90% of the voice actors, they're like, yeah, okay, give them a little bit more time, and then they're back. But with Keqing and Paimon, they were like, no, screw them, they're getting fired. And considering the way they were acting, like, they were acting rude and entitled the entire time, and just not being good people, so to say. So eventually, one thing led to another, and now they're fired. What are you doing here? Oh, guess we're going back in. back into Skirk's inner world. This place feels familiar, but where am I exactly? There are towering cliffs, withered trees, and a strange river flowing from the horizon all the way here. But it's broken up several times along the way, with a waterfall at each breakpoint. On close inspection, the color of the water is changing. The closer I get to the lower portion, the darker it becomes, almost as if... Oh, gossip, did the strike get resolved then? Executives agree to not replace beam with AI. Basically, the strike... First of all, again, Genshin wasn't supposed to be included in the strike anyway, but yes, the official strike did end. And the union had to really take a lot of steps back because I don't even know what the entire details are, but basically the SAG-AFTRA is painted in a very bad light now, and nobody likes them anymore. Everybody hates them, so they did not come out of the strike positively. That left a very negative impact in for everyone. But yeah, the strike itself is resolved now. The voice actors for Genshin, most of them did also say they're coming back, even though Genshin is was never officially part of the strike. There was just that collective work refusal, but yeah, a negative Genshin impact, indeed, very negative. But yeah. And there were a few individuals who were just like, namely the VAs for Keqing and especially Paimon's VA were definitely acting, as I said, entitled, being horrible people, harassing other voice actors, stuff like that. Did you bring me here?
That's right. This is Skirk's inner world. Think of it as the threshold between the soul and dreams. This isn't your first time here, but what you remember is probably a space covered in darkness. I only managed to illuminate a small portion for you back then.
So you can speak.
Actually, it's my first time talking to someone like this. I only managed to break free and bring you here because the injury weakened her power. I guess that's why I can speak again, too.
So who or what are you?
Call it fate, if you want. I think that's the word they use in this world for lucky coincidences like this, right?
I think you can do as an actor to get a reputation of being difficult to work with. Fair enough. I feel like that would also apply to Paimon's old voice actor.
Now, before I take you to her, I gotta
From
ask,
everything I found
outside
out, she
visitor
was
to
a
ever
real
come
piece of
here.
work, it seems.
So, what's your impression of this place?
Why are there so many cliffs and waterfalls?
Oh, you noticed. This river represents Skirk's strength. Strength accumulates over time. It is the summation of a person's lived experience. So this river is where all the fragments of Skirk's life should converge into a single stream of memories and emotions, flowing forward as one.
Okay.
But as you can see, this river has been severed numerous times. It's because Skirk doesn't like who she was in the past.
Because she was weak?
And all she sees reflected in the river is a disgraceful shadow of who she was. She cuts through water and rock with the sword of reason, severs her connection with the past, and begins anew.
Wait, that reminds me of something.
You must learn to shut out all the pointless emotion. Crush the self that makes you weak, and become master over your physical form.
Yeah, her master was definitely...
This isn't my first taste of failure or losing power. When you fall, you get back up again and become stronger. That's how it is.
Oops, one moment. Yeah, you did. Don't worry. This will only take a second. We lost everything. Don't worry about me. Okay, we're back. Where were we? Oh, right. Just get back up stronger. Exactly. Exactly. Just get back up and become stronger. I see. So it was Sertologi who taught Skirk to replace all emotion with reason. And since then, it's been a constant process of abandoning, refuting, and erasing her past self. I suppose that's the secret to her strength. But it's such a sad thing to think about. What has she been through? Why does she have to be this way?
The answer to one mystery invites another question, I see. Let's follow the river upstream. There among the cliffs, among the memories etched into her heart, lies the truth of it all. Soon, you'll understand everything.
Okay then. And apparently I got new mail. Oh, and I'm back to being Pyro aligned. Interesting, because it set me to Hydro earlier. But another flashbang into a flashback? Chord lines. That's, again. But, yeah, that's fair. But the thing is, we're not professionals, so we can only assume so much there, Gabe. This looks like a coastline. Huh, I recognize that. That looks like a coastline. Huh, I recognize that. The drawing on the sand. Hey, that's where we met Paimon. Oh, well, not where we met Paimon. We met Paimon earlier, but that's where we explained our backstory to Paimon. Wait, isn't that the picture I drew for Paimon? Exactly. Why is it showing up in Skirk's memories?
I've always thought that, even when falling leaves don't come from the same tree, they can still form bonds of kinship when they meet. Like meteors, you both made a journey through the stars. Both travelers who have landed on a planet that is not your home. Yet, when she first noticed your presence, although she hesitated for a moment, she still chose to walk away. Indifferent as ever.
Oh, right, Termis should probably mention that. Yes, it has been established, just like the main character, Skirk is apparently not originally from the world of Teyvat. We're the same. She's another isekai character. Shinoya and Zhangling aren't voiced their anecdotes? Huh. We'll see, we'll see. But I guess, again, most voice actors are coming back. I mean, hey. Ether and Lumine also still aren't voiced, but they are coming back. I assume the other voice actors that are still missing are gonna come back in time as well. She got hit by the E-Savan. Yes. Why? If I think about it, it's not surprising at all. After what happened at One Min Restaurant, it's obvious she prefers to disappear from other people's lives. She hasn't seen Childe in years either. I doubt she's ever made a conversation with this world of her own volition. What I'm seeing now is a microcosm of her entire life.
Seems like you've answered your own question. Skirk sees herself as a trespasser in this world. She's made a conscious choice to avoid altering its path. But the reason for that decision stems from events much earlier on in her life.
Oh, they were voiced while the strike was interesting.
Let's keep going. It's still a long way to the source of the river.
Huh, I wonder what's up with that then. Curious. Woody. Ah! Must they always blind us like this?
What it takes to wield immense power. From this day forth, I shall teach you no more. No one can become a worthy warrior through imitation alone. I have given you fangs and claws. Now, you must learn to hunt.
You wish me to travel the world beyond on my own, Master?
Indeed. Make new friends. Embark on your own journey.
She's not exactly
and
making
piece
friends
together
currently.
a new future from the shattered remnants of your past.
To be fair, though, I guess it makes sense that she wouldn't want to make friends considering her master ordered her to do so, because she wants her master dead.
We will still have contact through the abyss. But know this. One day, I will take the life you worked so hard to rebuild and reduce it to ashes. Just like the fire that haunts your mind.
Wow. What a nice master. Feels like the punchline to a comedy. Skit about unions. The people hired during the strike also got strike once it's over. Damn. Fair enough.
Why would you do that?
I have told you before. Fear is the catalyst for human evolution. You have tasted loss. You have known fear. So deep, it can be felt in the bones. But as living beings, we all have an instinct to detach from that which harms us. And thus, pain dampens over time. And the acrid taste of fear becomes but a distant memory.
So basically, he's like, so, go ahead, make new friends. Once you've built a new life for yourself, I will come and ruin it all so you can have even more pain all over again and become stronger. Wow, what a great master. Again,
now,
lovely.
I have bestowed upon you the gift of fear eternal. It will drown you in the nightmare of your childhood. Or it shall drive you to defeat me, whatever the cost.
That figure next to Skirk looks familiar. Right, I saw the same figure during the battle against the all-devouring narwhal.
That is what Skirk's master, the foul Sertologi, looked like at one point in time.
At one point in time?
Of course. As a higher being, physical form is a triviality to him. He could appear as a beast, a human, or even a monster that defies description. The form you see him in here, clad in abyssal armor, is the one he usually wears when traveling through the stars.
I used to think Sertologi and Skirk were just master and disciple, like Skirk and Childe. Now I see why Skirk chose to distance herself from humanity. Sertologi took her told her to put down roots here, while at the same time threatening to destroy whatever life she managed to create.
For certain reasons, I need to bridge the power gap between me and my master as quickly as possible. But first, I need to understand the source of his strength. To do that, I need to follow in his footsteps. Walk the path he once walked. And
So she's
somewhere along
scared
the
to
way,
make friends while
I'll
her
find
master is
out how
still
to
alive.
defeat him.
Because she's
That
worried she
is
would
my
immediately
sole
lose
focus
them.
and purpose.
Okay. So that's what she meant. But I still don't understand why Sertologi would do that. From what he said, I didn't pick up on a conflict between them.
I'll let you in on a little secret. The real Sertologi is terrifying. The scope of his power is impossible to understand until you experience it firsthand. It is absolute. The power to crush all things. Shall we keep going? Let's see. We're about halfway there.
Okay. Bridge the next gap. Let's go. Wee. Goes down pretty far. Ah, blind. Why? This must be Skirk when she was a kid.
We've made it quite a ways already. This is Skirk, when she first began training under Sertologi.
Yeah, when she had to break her bones for every training
I have
session.
set your broken wrist. Tomorrow, you're to train twice as hard. No tears this time. Good. Attempting to garner sympathy through tears is a habit of the weak. A pitiful, useless ploy.
Can I ask a question, Master? Why did you save me? I keep thinking. Maybe it would be better if I had died. I wouldn't be haunted by that fire all the time. I wouldn't have to go on like this.
Gotta love characters who wish for
I
death.
saved
Hooray.
you because I have a plan for you. It has been too long since I fought a battle that demanded my full strength, and I hunger for it.
So you want to raise
Every
a challenger,
so-called genius
a worthy
and prodigy I
opponent.
have faced has crumbled like sand underfoot. Before me, even fate bends the knee. So, I will teach you everything I know. Train you by whatever means necessary, in the hope that one day, you might surprise me.
What if I am the one to do it, though?
I don't want to draw my sword against you, Master.
What you want matters little. Among the boundless sea of stars, the cries of the weak are but faint murmurs that disappear into the void. You of all people know that well.
Yes, Master. From that day forward, all she knew was grueling training, emptiness, and fatigue. After some time, her talent bloomed, and she gained control over her emotions.
Basically
like her
what he's
master.
saying.
How should I...
Basically just saying, I'm keeping you alive for you to either kill me or me kill you. One way or the other.
It was not that human emotion disappeared from her heart, but that reason came to dictate all she was allowed to feel. I suppose it was at this point that she became the Skirk you know today.
So, Sertologi saved Skirk from a disaster when she was a child, and never even tried to hide his ulterior motive. I suppose that leaves one final mystery. What really happened with the disaster back then? Calling it now, Sertologi is the one who caused that very disaster. Sertologi's final words to Skirk were cold and cruel, but Skirk's reaction made it seem like it was a truth she knew all too well. I have a feeling it all comes back to what happened back then.
We're nearly there. I almost don't want to reach the end. Well, shall we? This is the final stretch.
Again, Again, the figures that slaughtered Skirk's people, like everyone she knew, they had they were these strange purple silhouettes, the same kind of purple silhouette that her master was depicted as initially. Same exact color, also a silhouette. Just saying, feel like her master and those people that slaughtered everyone on the same side. And yeah, she absolutely does need a hug.
These are Skirk's happiest memories. What a simple and carefree time it was. Wisps of clouds dotted the sky. The sun bathed everything in golden light. And when song filled the air, not even the shyest of flowers could resist swaying alone. This is Skirk's homeland. She was so curious about everything as a child. Always skipping school to go exploring instead.
And then everything changed when the Fire Nation attacked.
There was so much to discover. The treasures at the bottom of the sea. The secrets beyond the stars. And that merchant ship packed with adults wearing those strange clothes. Yes, the ship. That was the beginning of the end.
The reference?
It was a spaceship.
Ooh.
When it arrived, the people that disembarked wore smiles on their faces and spoke of friendship. They claimed to be merchants from a neighboring planet, looking to establish trade. Skirk's parents, her relatives, her neighbors, everyone welcomed the newcomers with open arms and allowed them to explore the planet. To them, the visitors were guests and should be treated with hospitality. No one had any idea of what was to come. Several months later, an army of unknown origin arrived without warning and carried out a ruthless campaign to destroy everything and everyone on the planet.
Sounds fun.
Skirk had skipped school that day, like so many times before, so she was not caught in the immediate wave of destruction. But when she came home that day, only fire and ruin awaited her.
Fun! This is what you want a child to experience growing up.
Countless people cried out to her for help. People she knew and loved. Friends and relatives. The little girl who lived next door. The shop owner with the bad leg. The bad-tempered teacher she had made fun of just that morning.
The moral of the story is always skip school. It works.
Their lives were
It saves you from tragedy.
like worthless trash, as the fire consumed one life after another. Skirk was helpless. All she could do was run. And so she did. She kept running, until an unexpected figure crossed her path. If Sertology hadn't been there in that moment, the fire would have claimed her life too.
Yeah, Sertology was absolutely part of this.
Left to rot in the scorched earth, with no answer as to why any of this was happening.
Why did those people destroy her homeland?
Because she and her people were seen as a threat.
Did they do something bad?
As the initial merchant ship explored the planet, they discovered that it hadn't always had the condition to support life. Yet there was evidence of human activity, even during the periods of extreme heat or cold in the past. Further research revealed that, over time, the people of this planet had evolved the ability to adapt to any type of environment or energy source.
Huh.
For that reason, the outsiders viewed them as a potential threat, and decided to eliminate them before the threat could rear its head. And so, the army was called, and the so-called danger was wiped from the face of the planet.
Just because of speculation.
Senseless, isn't it? Deemed a threat because of a gift they didn't even know they had. Perhaps it was their own innocence and kindness that doomed them. But in the end, that was lost to the blaze as well.
Let me guess. Is their account already marked as potential spam? With the join thing when you stream Genshin? Is their account already marked as potential spam? Because if so, wow. Not marked, but I guarantee you it's a bot. Fair enough. I'll deal with them later.
If those with power get to
Ask them why they
decide
joined
good
and everything.
evil,
Give them a chance to explain
then
themselves
all you
as
can trust
usual.
in is the sword in your hand. And so, before death could claim her, she ran. She ran and never stopped.
Now I see why Sertologi's threat is such a terrifying prospect for her.
No one wants to relive their most painful moments. Well, that brings us to the end of the story. This is as far as we can go. Skirk is waiting over there. For both of us. Let's go to her. It's time to fulfill my purpose. And my greatest wish over all these years.
I still wonder what that strange creature is. Again, initially I assumed it's just Skirk's inner child, still clinging, still wandering around in her mind somewhere, even though she's trying to repress it so badly. But I'm not entirely sure about that. But that was my initial interpretation of it. Maybe it's gonna be true, I don't know.
So all this, just so you could bring him here.
I have things to say to you. Well, to me.
Just kick them? That's, you know what, that's fair enough.
I
It
want
is,
someone to
they
witness
are
our
the same.
reconciliation, even if it takes an argument to get there. And he is the best choice in this moment.
Then you must be
Her suppressed emotional self.
Basically, I was
The
right.
version of herself she keeps locked in the recesses of her mind, stifled by reason. All those rejected impulses, those discarded aspects of your past selves, they are a part of me now. I am who you used to be. Someone you have refused to face for too long. So, I came to face you instead.
You're wrong. I've faced you all along. And that's exactly why I keep you locked here.
Well,
Your
you shouldn't.
existence makes me weak. Moments of joy and longing are when we are most vulnerable.
But that's also when you can bond with people, and if you have allies you can count on, then your upcoming fight should be easier. Come on, we're the protagonist. We have plot armor. We can help you. Let's get along. Make
Don't
some
forget,
connections.
It was a penchant for goodness over reason that doomed our homeland in the first place. The vastness of the universe renders everything insignificant. Our feelings most of all.
Even so, learning from the mistakes of the past doesn't have to mean erasing everything. Strip yourself of your so-called weaknesses, emotions like kindness and empathy, and what makes you any different from the ruthless soldiers who slaughtered our people?
The difference is that I'm doing what is right, what is necessary.
Uh-huh.
I allow you to exist, but with limited freedom. That is the greatest kindness I can offer. I have shouldered everything you couldn't carry. I rose above the numbness and emptiness, and it was cold, unfeeling reason that brought me this far. It made me who I am. It made me strong.
That is the problem. I want to shoulder those things together. On the grand scale of the entire universe, maybe our feelings are vanishingly small, but why should that mean they don't matter? Emotion gives warmth to the cold expanse of space. It gives meaning to the world around us. Think back to those nights of gazing at the stars, those afternoons of exploring the unknown. Think back and let them grant you peace. A brief respite from the pressure you put on yourself.
Well, oh,
That
nope.
isn't what we need.
Well, Skirk being as cold as ever.
Exactly what we need. Aren't you curious about why recovering your strength has taken longer than normal this time?
Finally, you get to the important part. That is the only answer I came here to find.
Then look around. Look at your inner world. You cast aside your dreams and curiosity, and in doing so, you lost your original motivation. You severed all connection to who you used to be, so you can no longer draw strength from your past. Now, the only things driving you forward are fear and survivor's guilt. But these cannot
Lovely.
take
We
you
love
far
Survivor's Guild.
and so, this river, the source of your strength, grows more polluted by the day.
And do you think that means I should seek help from a weak little thing like you?
Yes. Your emotional self isn't weak. The fact that she transcended time and broke free from her constraints to come and face you, that proves it.
Thank you for saying that. I knew bringing you here would be the right choice. To be honest, I'm not here to argue with you. This isn't about who's right or wrong. And in fact, I agree that in order to make it through the wake of that tragedy, we had to distance ourselves from the pain through reason over emotion.
Uh-huh.
But what is right at one point in time isn't always right forever. I know you will never forget that fire. I know the fact that you were the sole survivor fills you with guilt. And I know that among the voices that haunt you, mine is there too. Because deep down, you know that you didn't turn out to be the person you wanted to be. All those unfulfilled hopes are like knives to the heart. And I don't want you to hurt anymore. So even if you can't accept me, I hope, at least, that you can let go.
I keep
Well?
thinking, maybe it would be better if I had died. I wouldn't be haunted by that fire all the time.
I wouldn't have to go on like this.
Oh, we're going back to this moment. Oh, oh.
Your dad and I, we're not afraid to stare death in the face, but we need you to survive.
I'm sick of being a kid. There's so many amazing things out there, and I'm ready to see them all.
Time to break out of the ice, I suppose. We good? You're opening up? Huh? Maybe ready to build some connections?
There was a song Mom and Dad always sang when we went out to fetch water. Dancing water. The sand along your path is begging for your song and movement. Will you carry this burden with you on your journey? I am not the dancing water, and you are not the burdensome sand. But if this is your wish, then I will carry you with me until the end.
Well, there you go.
Thank you.
I should be thanking you.
We get another cutscene!
Run, Skirk, run! Remember, leave no one alive!
Heed my words, Skirk.
Fun.
Let fear take root in your soul.
Did you survive? Why was it only you?
Skirk, did you become a positive light in this world?
Well, so far she's still trying not to make an impact on this world at all.
This doesn't have to be the end. Life is a gift. Don't let darkness claim it.
Genshin anime? Wasn't there a Genshin anime confirmed a long time ago and then we never heard anything about it ever again? Wasn't that a thing? Yeah? Oh, fun. Just like how Genshin was confirmed to be coming to the Switch, and then that never happened.
So, you saw my memories then. I once asked my master if survival of the strongest was the law of the universe. He said no. But in a world without order, those with no moral boundaries tend to be the ones who survive.
Power is not a substitute for doing what is right.
That's why, after hearing his answer, an idea came to mind. An idea that, one day, I would create a new world order. One in which there would
New
never
World
be
Order
another
starts
tragedy
playing.
or fire. One in which power was not the law of the land.
New World Order, peak Danganronpa tracks.
But that means I must defeat him. Because my master, Sertologi, is, at the core, a defier of all rules and order.
Sounds like you have your work cut out for you.
Yes. And not just because of the gap in our abilities, but also because I have no reason to see him as an enemy. Although his decision to train me was not made out of kindness, he did everything a master should. He saved my life, taught me the sword and the principles of strength. And for that, I respect him.
But he intends to face you in battle one day.
I know. And it's not something I want. But Master never goes back on his word. I have to treat everything he says as a promise, He's no longer into that, but he sends me messages through the abyss every now and then. Most of them are simple greetings, or an answer to one of my questions. Every time I hear from him, my heart skips a beat. And I wonder if this is the moment where he'll finally appear before me and tear down everything I've built to pieces. Maybe that means I do live in eternal fear, just like he said. Yes, I respect him, but I'm also afraid of him. And for that reason, the pursuit of strength consumes every moment of my life. I don't know what Master has planned, but I have to be ready.
If it does attack you one day, I'll help. Yeah, you have allies.
Why? This isn't your fight.
So? Because if we want to build the world we both want to see, everyone has to be willing to fight for it. If we all do our part, we can make the entire universe a kinder place. Let's leave together. Skirk gazes into the distant sky. There's nothing else to do here. Should I leave? I guess so. It is a beautiful place, though. Let's go.
Oh, you're finally awake! Honestly, Paimon was gone for like 2 seconds and then she comes back and finds you both unconscious? Oh, you scared Paimon half to death!
We were busy.
You're both okay, right?
Did you grab breakfast?
What does it look like?
Looks like your strength is back.
Only water from the source can cleanse the rot and filth that flows from the past into the future. I taught you to incorporate the experiences from your journey into how you fight. I suppose what happened today will become an inseparable part of who I am.
Okay, so Paimon feels like she's missing some important context. But whatever. Paimon brought back tons of delicious snacks. Let's dig in.
Alright, the three of you enjoy the snacks.
Alright, it's about time we finished what we started.
We're gonna deal with this thief for good, right?
Let's show him what we're made of.
This time, I'm not going to tell you to hold back. But having digested even more power in the meantime, he's going to be tougher than before. The good news is, we have no reason to pull our punches this time. So, let's go. Same place as last time.
Alright, on it. Man, remember when story quests used to be under 2 hours long? Long ago that was the case. Well, let's win this fight. Also, chat, what do you think? Should I do a few polls for Skirk? I'm still undecided. Do it, you coward. You see, I could, maybe.
The fog is gone!
Oh, hello.
Wait, isn't that the form the all-devouring narwhal changed into? How come he knows that, too?
That's what the fowl used to look like.
Really? So, you're telling Paimon that giant whale and this guy can both turn into the fowl? How does that work?
It's a subconscious instinct. Any intelligent being who longs for his level of strength is bound to mimic his appearance. It's a natural response after encountering someone as powerful as Master. To them, he represents ultimate power. We know the person before us has encountered Master.
I fought this creature before, it's fine.
Power. So it's not surprising that he would
In
assume
fact,
this
I
form.
fight this thing basically every week. Almost every week. Not every week entirely, because sometimes the boss goes down before this thing can even show up.
Okay. Oh, the close-up Paimon looks, the more intimidating it gets.
Because they're so awesome. Narwhals do be awesome, though.
Nervalette isn't here this time, so it's up to us. He won't have the nerve to steal again after we're done with him. Let's teach this guy a lesson.
Oh boy, but I have to fight using only Skirk and me. Okay. That is interesting, because that means I don't get a shield. Oh, that's a new move!
Haven't forgotten your training, I hope.
That is a new move, that is a new move. I don't like the fact that you have a new move! I'm not used to you having new moves. Skirk's ult being her main damage source, that makes sense. Considering that her ult doesn't even need to be charged. She can use her ult immediately after her burst, which is really nice. Like, you use her burst and boom, you can immediately press the ult button. Why aren't you breaking? Oh my god. Seriously. That felt so weird because the hitbox was absolutely lined up with it. But for some reason, it didn't hit. Well, there we go. Another cutscene, okay. They're giving us all the cutscene action with this story quest. Not this again, watch out!
Haven't had enough of my power.
I totally get why we're forced to use Hydro here, because it pairs nicely with her cryo abilities.
Well then, let's see how much more of this power you can handle.
Alright, sure, just overload him. Oh, okay. Nice. I'm gonna need that back, though. Thank you. Yes, yes, I know you want band powers. I've seen the message.
Well, have you come to your senses?
You saw that my body was at its limit. So, you deliberately channeled your power into me, knowing that it would destroy my shell from within. Such power. Such keen battle instincts. So, you must be...
Skirk, Sertologi's disciple.
How long has
her
it
master's
been?
normal looking as NPC. It's
How
not her
long
master,
has
though.
he been away from Tevat?
You know it's not her master.
Hundreds of
You know he
years.
was just mimicking her master.
Hundreds?
But it would be funny if her master was just a random ass NPC. He could be, actually. You know her master could just be a random ass NPC because we've already been told that he can take whatever physical form he wants. So if he wanted to, he could just show up as a random default NPC.
Sorry, it's a lot to take in. I should introduce myself. I am Skirk, a friend of your master and one of his followers. This is the first time I've heard your name, Skirk. But hundreds of years ago, I knew you existed. And I knew you would come here.
Hundreds of years ago?
Sounds like you and Master have quite the history. Care to tell us about it?
Of course. Might as well take advantage of a clear head while I can. The story starts a long, long time ago.
Lordom.
I was born into a noble family in Khaenri'ah. As the eldest son, I was set to inherit our title, but I contracted an incurable illness as a child, and everyone gave up on me. I trained the sword harder than anyone else, defeated all of my peers. But it was all in vain. When other people looked at me, all I saw in their eyes was pity, or a strange glee in my misfortune. Even my parents were just waiting for me to die. Over time, my heart hardened, and I became aimless. That was the point where I met your master, Childe. We were similar in age, but different in background. He was born in prison.
Oh, so the Loki backstory too.
Who had been sentenced to death. He spent his childhood wandering the streets, facing more criticism than the literary works in the Universitas Magistrorum. Yet, he always wore a smile on his face, as if kindness and malice were one and the same. And he could not see the difference.
That makes sense considering how he turned out.
I still remember what he said to me when we first met. You need to fight to survive. Even if it's a losing battle, it should light a fire under you. How can you sit back like this and go down without a fight?
That does sound like something he would say.
He was the first to acknowledge that I was worth something, and he inspired me to keep going. When we sparred together, it was the first time I'd actually felt the thrill of combat. When I was 10, he stole forbidden research materials and managed to cure my illness. It was like there was nothing in this world he couldn't accomplish. When it came to the human form, he was always intent on pushing the boundaries of possibility. But somewhere along the way, I fell behind.
Yeah, we could tell.
My talents were nothing compared to his. And at some point, I realized he had pulled so far ahead, I was too embarrassed to even ask him to spar. After his grand endeavor was successful, he sought me out and said to me,
Did he seek you out to ask you to become a challenger for Skirk?
This planet no longer holds anything of interest to me, so I'm leaving. But first, I have an offer. I can use a power I have just refined to break the curse of immortality for you. Your death was once what we worked so hard to prevent. But the immortality you now face is a different kind of pain altogether.
I'll pass. Immortality doesn't sound so bad to me.
I'll gladly take it as well.
Since I can't die, it means I have an infinite amount of time to get stronger. Maybe I'll finally catch up to you one day. And we can spar like we used to.
Are you sure? I cannot say when I will return. Your body or rather, your soul, might not be able to withstand this curse.
All I can do is try. After all, a wise man once told me, people need to fight for their own survival.
Wise indeed. Nevertheless, if you grow weary of the pain of immortality, and wish to experience a good sparring match before you wither away,
there it is.
Seek out my disciple.
Disciple? Never thought I'd hear that word coming from you.
Nor I. But Vedifenir said I was destined to find a disciple out there in the universe, and bring her to Tibet. You know as well as I, Vedifenir's prophecies are never wrong.
Apparently that turned out true this time as well.
I'm curious about who this disciple of yours will be.
All Vedifenir said was that one day, the stars shall bow in her honor.
Sounds pretty impressive.
Of course. Only the most outstanding people would have the right to become my disciple.
Still self-assured as ever, I see. But you're not wrong.
I'll be leading them. Oh, and if you are serious about getting stronger, I left you a little gift in the primordial sea. As I've said before.
And that's how he got the power to absorb power.
Freedom means even the wicked get to make their own choices.
Waiting for me in the primordial sea was the all-devouring narwhal, already beaten into submission by Sertologi. In its weakened state, I was able to cut off part of its flesh and sew it into my own heart.
Your heart? That sounds like torture. How did you even survive that?
Because, of course, I bear the curse of immortality.
Meaning that you couldn't die from doing that kind of stuff to
yourself. You used the curse to turn yourself into a vessel for power. Even with that whale's ability, devouring power like that is not something the human body can withstand. With your body and soul constantly at the breaking point, it was the curse of immortality that sustained you. But that is not the path to strength. You have to pour your heart into it, work for it, dream of it. Instead, you stole something that didn't belong to you, and it backfired.
You're right.
Shame.
I should have known better, but I had already pushed myself to my limits, and he was still miles ahead of me. So I had to take a leap of faith. I miss your master. I miss the days when we were all together, troublemakers without a home. I don't regret the choice I made. But if you'll allow it, I do want to apologize.
Oh? Really
to
now?
both of you.
After the beating we just gave you, I think we can call it even.
You're an interesting one as well. Sertologi's disciple. That's a lot to live up to. It can't have been an easy experience. I know.
Especially since she wants to kill him now, or well, doesn't want to, but is gonna have to.
With an iron fist, using despair and fear to force you to catch up to him. All the while, standing ever out of reach. We're like mountain climbers in the dark, never knowing how much higher we have to climb, or when we will see the sun again.
True. But I made up my mind long ago. No matter how dark it gets, I will not give in to despair.
Yeah.
I will overcome it.
Don't give in to despair. Hold on to hope.
After hearing your story,
hope moves forward.
I suspect what Master really wants is not a battle that demands his full strength, but rather a defeat without regrets.
Oh?
Since you're his friend, you must have some things in common. First time we came here, when you stabbed me through the fog and stole my power, I felt no emotion coming from that spike. But when you had to devote all your strength fighting me just now, I could feel joy and passion emanating from your blade. It was the joy of a researcher discovering the truth of the world. The joy of an artist uncovering a temple of wonders.
Interesting. I'm certain I didn't express those emotions outright. Yet you were able to read them from my blade, like a glimpse into my inner world. You're right. That battle brought me an unbridled sense of joy. And my defeat brings me no regret whatsoever.
Exactly. I think Master also craves a battle like that. One where his opponent forces him to use all his strength, unlock the extent of his potential, and transcend his own limits. A battle to end all battles.
I do wonder if we'll get to witness
After
that
which,
properly
all can
at some
come to
point.
an end, including, perhaps, his life. For that very reason, good and evil are meaningless to him. He has one purpose, one goal: to complete himself. It's one of the secrets to his strength.
Perhaps you're right. Perhaps that is his goal. What a battle that would be. Oh, to witness such a...
Well, you ain't gonna witness it, apparently.
Too many different kinds of power are surging through my body. The curse of immortality allows it all to
never mind.
coexist,
You are alive.
but it does not remove the pain. I won't be able to hold on to my sanity for much longer.
Well, it's basically a death, though, if you're
What
gonna
a
go
shame.
just,
I would have loved
you know,
to
go
witness
insane
that battle.
permanently.
Sertologi once offered to free me from this curse. Now, I must ask that of you, Skirk. Can you release me from the pain?
I can, but not through death, if that's what you are hoping for. It's not a suitable punishment for your crime. As an
Okay.
alternative, I can take your consciousness, along with all the power you've consumed, and smash it to pieces. The impurities will dissipate, and under the curse of immortality, your mind and body will regenerate. When that process is complete, you will be back to who you were before, no longer tortured by powers you can't control. But it will be a time-consuming and painful process. The decision is yours to make.
Fun.
Accept. And who knows? Perhaps I'll wake up in time to witness your great battle with Sertologi. I have faith that you'll be able to stand against him one day. Though I know it'll be a long and arduous road if we are climbers in the dark. It appears the dawn has finally broken for me. But your ascent continues. At least, it looks like
Yeah, she
not
has a
alone on
friend
your
now.
I will reach the top of this mountain, no matter what it takes. And you, Skofnunger, will be my witness at the end of all things.
That's finally over. Let's get out of here.
Okay.
At least we don't have to make a mad dash for the exit like last time.
True enough. Alright, Skirk. We can leave together. Skirk gazes into the distant sky. There's nothing else to do here. Should I leave? Let's leave.
We did it! Ah, it's only been a few days, but it feels like forever. Once again, we've proved there's nothing we can't overcome. We're just that awesome.
I didn't even break a sweat.
Wow, you sound even more confident than usual. Guess you really have become stronger. Today sure went by fast. It's night already. Oh wait, that reminds Paimon. The stars you mentioned, the ones that died out, are they back now?
Yes. The power Skofnunger stole has been returned. So, the stars have regained their light.
Great! Huh, it's crazy that you even noticed their light was gone. There are so many stars in the sky. If a few disappeared, Paimon definitely wouldn't be able to tell.
I suppose it's because I have gazed upon this sky for centuries. The false stars, hanging in the meticulously planned sky, glittering with rotten light. It's not real. And yet, it is for that very reason that I can look
Again,
upon
what's
it
beyond the
and
fake
enjoy the
sky? Show
momentary
us
peace
more
it
of what's
brings.
beyond the fake sky. We've seen it shatter like once, maybe twice. I want to see everything beyond the fake sky. Anyway, I'd like to see what it's like up here.
Even the most beautiful of bubbles has to burst.
Star Rail is beyond the fake
We
sky.
will return to the real universe
True
one
enough.
day, whether of our own volition or not. Time marches ever forward. Even the innocent and naive will taste life's bitterness. Yet through hardship, we grow until we learn to seize the sands of time for ourselves and uncover our true strength. Though we gaze upon a false sky, its vastness and majesty is palpable. One can only wonder, what is it going to take for kindness to reign supreme in the vast expanse of the universe?
Ugh, this is all going over Paimon's head. But if she knows one thing, it's that the Traveler always finds a way.
Yes, because I have the
Since
main
we
character
met, He
powers.
has filled Paimon's days with happiness. No matter how tough things get, he always finds a way to make it better. If it's too big a job for one person, then we'll do it with two. And if two's still not enough, then three.
We are friends now, and I have a lot of other friends I can ask for help too if you ever need
Amazing
it.
friends, and
Yeah.
accomplished so many amazing things. As long as we don't give up, we can make any wish come true.
I suppose when it comes to you, anything is possible. Well, I should be going. Now that my power is no longer isolated from my emotions, I need more practice to get used to it.
When will we meet again?
I suppose fate will decide. Maybe we'll bump into each other on the street. Or maybe we'll reunite on a different planet entirely. Regardless, reunions and partings are but passing moments. More than anything, I hope that at the end of this journey, wherever it takes us, we stand in a world reborn. One without war, pain, or forced partings. One where new life can bloom, even where there was once nothing but scorched earth. For this, we must all work to become stronger.
Of course, Master. I'll go for that one.
If that's what you want to call me, I won't object. Goodbye.
Bye, Skirk. See ya.
Is it just Paimon, or is she being nicer than before? We definitely count as friends after all that, don't you think?
Absolutely.
What do you think about camping here tonight? There's nothing quite like sleeping under the stars. Come tomorrow, we can continue our journey. Oh, and since Paimon treated you to that super nice meal at Wanmin restaurant, it's about time you returned the favor.
I'm returning the favor constantly. You little brat. Alright, that's done. Just gonna quickly go ahead and grab my dailies now. Damn brat, I'll sue.
Add Ast... Thank you for... Add Ast...
There we go, got my dailies. I can grab the battle pass rewards. Okay. And I can grab this. Alright, I do wonder. Does this tell me... No, it does not tell me I need to complete the other quest first for it, and it's in Sumeru. I assume this event is voice acted though, right? I assume... What is it? It has a crown of insight on it, so I assume that means it's voice acted. I guess we'll be doing that next week then. I think next week on Thursday I'm gonna stream again. And we'll do this event. You could start it to see if it is. I mean, fair enough. If it isn't, then next week we're gonna do the main story. That makes sense for it to be voice acted. Hello, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark, and question mark, question... Oh, it's not voice acted. Actually, I tried my best to remain calm, but these reports you keep handing in are useless. Just look at the things you write. Possibly, probably, roughly... just look at the things you write. Possibly, probably, roughly. How am I supposed to build a mathematical model based on uncertainties? I don't have enough time, not to mention I'm from Khaenri'ah. How am I supposed to know how to measure the impacts on living organisms? Take fungi as an example. What am I supposed to do with fungi? Do you want me to stick my hand in one's mouth and let it bite me so I can write down something like, that is surprisingly powerful bite. Darwish here from the Amurtar Darsham. Back me up here, will you? If you really want me to get involved, I'd have to start by saying that your grasp of basic biology is shockingly poor. Surely everyone knows that most fungi don't have mouths. Ha! However, we don't require an exceedingly precise model this time. Our research isn't aimed at those stuffy old skulls at the academia. Purpose of this little project is to provide knowledge to children. It's supposed to be engaging. A little imagination is hardly unwarranted. Oh, I see. Well, if you say so. Honestly, the way you speak to Darwish, you're a whole different person when you talk to me. Alright, no need to argue. We've pretty much finished everything I was working on, and I've reviewed Atashi's conclusions. Besides, the data can be adjusted once the test is concluded. That's the whole point of testing. Of course, Darwish, clear-headed and organized as always, unlike a certain someone. Indeed. And no, I'm not asking who that certain someone is. Can you two please knock it off? I've got final preparations to make. As you say. I'll go check if the paint's dried. Speaking of the test and test subjects, I don't suppose you two would be interested in helping out. I mean, you've been standing there watching us for a while now.
Huh? Us?
Yes, you want to take part in our test? You'll get all the fruit you want. Sorry, we're only interested in watching those two argue.
Don't say it, you make it sound like we're a couple of passing weirdos. Maybe we should hear them out before deciding. Paimon wants to learn more about the fresh fruit, about this project.
Such an inquisitive mind. I'm sure your travels have been blessed by luck. Now let me introduce our research here. How to best explain. How about this? I'll start by asking a couple of questions. Let's see. Who would win in a fight between a sliding, stretchy pyrofungus and a rishboard tiger? The fungus, because there's elemental power, I'll say.
You sure Paimon feels like the Rishbold and Tiger would have the advantage, you know, with those long, sharp claws? It's a pretty peculiar question.
Wait, there's more. Who's stronger, floating anemo fungus or an anemo slime? Who are the better fighters, the Eremites and Atlan Saurian warriors? What about the Khaenri'ah? All sorts of questions that children always ask when we teach them.
The minds love asking those sorts of questions.
But childlike curiosity is the foundation of learning. They want to know, and that's why we're doing all this. Observe the companion Caper Chronicles. Based on genuine real-world deductions, the children can build their own simulated adventure teams and use them to battle each other. Atashi is researching the effects of diet and environments on all kinds of creatures, while Fadaway is constructing the simulated development model. Simulated development? You know, you could have just told me this event wasn't voice acted. If I had known, I wouldn't be going through all this dialogue now. I would have just done a Skirk pull and be done with it. If this goes on too much longer, I'll call it quits without pulling. Yes, precisely. I mean, we cannot simply let children freely interact with real-world fungi, eremites, and such. So, what do you say? You can spare the time, come take part in the test. You'll be helping with my research and gaining valuable academic experience all at once.
That does sound good, doesn't it, Code?
Alright then, wise old Paimon could do with some academic experience.
Don't you make fun of Paimon. Paimon's very smart, she'll have you know, and soon she'll be even smarter. Let's go do some research.
You're more than welcome to help out, Code. Of course, so is Paimon, a sage in the making if I ever saw one. Just let me know when you want to give it a go, and I'll run you through our simulated development rules. Honestly, when I saw that this event had a Crown of Insight, I was sure it would be voice acted. This looks like the kind of event that would have voice acting, judging by what's going into it, but apparently it isn't. Fair enough.
Where do you want to go next? If you'd like to see Liyue's turret.
In that case, next week we will be doing the main story on Thursday again.
I have a few references.
All right. How many polls am I gonna do for Skirk is the question. I'm not gonna super hardcore commit to Skirk by any means, but I do want to give getting her a solid try. 20? 20 is fair. I mean, that's basically... That would mean I don't tap into my Primo Gems for it. Doing 20 would mean no tapping into Primo Gems. Alright, let's see if I get lucky then. No luck this time. Alright, and 20. No luck. Tragic. Well, hey, at least it's helping me build pity in case I do ever really want a character. Alright. One more, so you got no limited pulls there anymore. You want me to use them all up, huh? All my intertwined fate. Fair enough. Speaking of... Look how much Acquaint Fate I have. Almost at 100. Alright, one more then. You got it. One more. Last one. Nope, not getting Skirk. Actually, that reminds me, though. Before I forget, since the month is coming to an end, did I remember to grab the stuff from the shop this month? Well, it's a good thing I checked. It's a good thing I checked. Because I did not grab this yet. There's one more pull. I mean,
Tastes the same as I remember.
to be fair, Spinne, I have intertwined fates again. You said I should keep going until I don't have any left, right? Well, now I have 5 of them. Yeah, you have limited pulls again. Alright, fine. Just to use them all up. But this is it. Nope, I am not getting Skirk. We are really trying to stretch our... We're really trying to stretch this out here, but it's not happening. No Skirk for me. Just 2 Candaces. How far am I even into pity? Probably not very far, right? Alright, it doesn't update, right? Oh yeah, the last one I got was Mawika. Last one I got was Mawika. So we're now exactly 40 in. We're 40 into pity. Yeah. Makes sense. Makes sense that I wouldn't get that lucky.
But where are those who share the memory?
Alright. So I guess I'll do this on my own time then. This quest line. And yeah, next week we will be going back over to Natlan and doing, I think it's another intermission, right? Like if I check. Yeah. No, it's not an intermission. It's another act for the chapter. It's not an intermission chapter. I mean, we are, after all, returning to Natlan. But considering the art for it, I figured... Come on, this looks like an intermission chapter. Normally when Dainsleif shows up, it's an intermission chapter. It's always an intermission chapter with him. There's no way he actually shows up in the main chapters now. Impossible. And Lumine breaking through the fake sky. I'm definitely curious about seeing what the story has in store next week. Now then. How about we go ahead and see if we can find someone to raid, perhaps. Shouldn't be too difficult. All we have to do is quickly check on Twitch, and I don't know how much longer CMD is going to be live for. He was live for a while already before I went live today, so I assume he's not going to go for much longer. Otherwise, I would love to raid him, playing Persona 5, The Phantom X, currently. The game that Spinne is so excited about. Seriously, how long has he been live at this point? Let me check. "6.5 hours. Should I rate him anyway? From one gacha game to another, I guess it makes sense. Plus, I mean, come on. It do be Persona 5. You know what, sure. Let's rate him anyway. Alright. And that's it for today. Now I will stream again tomorrow with FNF. The day after that we'll return to Absolute Peak again with Last Defense Academy. And then probably the next stream is going to be again with Thursday for more Genshin. So yeah. See you all then. Thank you for watching. Have a good one. And goodbye. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. And of course, if you're watching this after it's been uploaded to YouTube as a VOD, then your support has also been greatly appreciated. And you know what? If you want to, you can simply catch me live by going to the description down below. I have a link to my Twitch there where I stream every single Friday and Saturday and sometimes other days of the week too, though that's a bit more irregular. But if you want Genshin, I usually always stream the game a little bit after there's been a new update. So there is that. In any event, thank you for joining me and I hope to see you around another time. Till then, have a good one and goodbye.